Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Charleston's highs compared to average tell the story of the big changes we've seen recently with temperatures and more changes on the horizon. So it was hot through Saturday, much cooler Sunday and Monday, peaking this morning with a temperature falling below freezing. But by this afternoon, already back a bit on the warm side. Good 10 degrees above average Thursday and Friday, then we'll be below average with our 8 to 14 day outlook. So cooler conditions will return before too long. Same period leans near normal for precipitation. To maintain average, we need about an inch over a 7-day period, and this next 7-day stretch will hopefully bring the opportunity for widespread accumulation of around an inch or so with multiple waves of precipitation, the first of which is overnight and through the day on Wednesday. Scattered showers, some non-severe thunderstorms expected as we head through the day. We'll see this coming and going from the north, a low chance of lingering on Thursday. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. We do have a pretty nice stretch here for your travel plans. Not a lot of activity across the nation and temperatures generally on the warming trend. For the Panhandle forecast, bottoming out around 55 from New Cumberland to Pine Grove. Highs here from about mid-60s to low 70s on Wednesday. Looking east, we'll see mid-40s towards Hedgesville tonight. Meanwhile, highs back in the low 70s in this part of the region as well on Wednesday. We'll see Paw Paw around 66. Parsons, Elkins, 50 tonight. Mid-50s looking west of there, and highs ranging from about 64 to 73. Ending looking south, we will see Lewisburg with some clearer conditions tonight, not quite seeing the rain, and as such staying on the cooler side. Then 74 for Charleston for our Wednesday. 82 Thursday and Friday. We'll have additional precipitation through the weekend.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law. MetroNews Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. For your entertainment, Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Or call 800-765-8255. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekly.
All right. Hello, West Virginia. We are back for more in the 304. Time to get it done in the 681. Time to start this 3-hour audio tour for Thursday, April 21st. 2026. Metro News Hotline. Metro News Hotline comes to you from the Salango Law Studios. Visit salangolaw.com. Hot downtown here in Charleston. Coop, I didn't see you in the around the outside of the building today. Did you sneak out for a walk today? Or
because sometimes when I choose to, I can move like a ninja. Move in and out of the shadows created by the sunlight.
Nice.
I think that I just went earlier than what you got back.
Oh, that's probably right. 74 degrees. 74
it's
degrees,
nice
beautiful day. Man, how many years did you work for the Charleston Wheelers?
Oh, let's see, 1990 through 93. So 3 years, I guess. 3 seasons.
Wow, I thought it was longer.
No, that was
really longer. How many of those days was the opening day for minor league baseball here in Charleston where it was either snowing or raining sideways? What we used to call, we used to refer to as Wheeler weather.
Oh yes.
Okay.
I was very accustomed. And that was actually 89 to 93. But
gotcha.
But yeah, that was. It seemed like it happened every year around this time, around the beginning of baseball season. And for us press box workers, it was always a real pain because I wasn't one of those gophers that worked at the stadium all day. You know, some of those guys, like Jim Workman, that you know, he would sometimes get some gopher work when he worked at the PA. After Jim left, they ran in all kinds of people. That was like Jill that came over here from the Dirty Birds. Not only would they do broadcasting, but they also were carrying in ice from the truck and doing grounds work and everything else. You know, I wasn't one of those guys. I just worked on the computer and the scoreboard, so I'd have to call in. You know, I'd be like, are we delayed? Are we late tonight? And then, like, if you didn't know, you had to go in at regular time anyway. So you get there at like 5 o'clock to, you know, before the gates open, so you can put in all the upcoming events and get everything ready for the computer if it's working when it's raining, because that was always a big thing. And then suddenly you get delayed for, you know, it gets delayed and the game doesn't start until like 9, and you're there for 4 hours before the game even starts. Yeah, those weren't always great nights.
So the reason we're bringing this up is because today is opening day.
Yeah, sorry.
Today is opening day. Don't want to bury the lead here for the Charleston Dirty Birds. But, you know, just going back to the period where you and I knew each other, was that weird time. I guess it went on for a while at Watpal Park where you had 2 scoreboards, right?
Oh, yes.
You had 2 scoreboards. You had one over the left field line. Then you had another one. The classic one, which was really a great scoreboard, frankly.
The one
down
over
the right field line.
Yeah, the one that the older scoreboard they used still during high school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They didn't use the big Wheeler scoreboard during the high school games and stuff. The one that I ran was only for the professional baseball games.
Yes, and you were the only person on this planet who could make that left field scoreboard actually work.
They upgraded that scoreboard after I left. They upgraded it to like some colored bulbs the very next season and a different processor and everything. So as far as I know, that original scoreboard that they brought in for Watpal Park, I'm the only person that ever actually ran it. Before it got decommissioned and they replaced it with a better one. I think I'm the only person that ever ran South Atlantic League's first ever graphic scoreboard.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, and it had a little message ribbon, right, underneath.
Yes.
Which I think I actually saw that work.
It did work. The thing is you had so many characters, and depending on if you did your scroll vertically, so it was sort of like doom scrolling now, right? So you would see your messages go up, or if they traveled like a scroll at the bottom of a screen.
That's right.
Like you could do it either way. And I had to get used to, when you were doing things where it would scroll vertically, how to abbreviate certain things. So Dennis Bastien got really mad at me when I found what I thought was a fine way, but in retrospect was not so great of a way to abbreviate Chambers, Paterno, and Associates. My abbreviation of Associates was not acceptable to Dennis Bastien.
Was it with 2 S's?
It was with 2 S's,
okay.
and no period.
I just remember, when the names of the batters would come up from the bottom, it'd be, ooh.
Oh, yes. And there was graphics, too. So sometimes there'd be like a boat that would come up, like Motorboat Jones, remember? There'd be like a boat that would come up.
There would be a little boat, and I think wasn't there a little puff of smoke that would come off the top of the smokestack?
Oh, yes.
Memories. Ryan, what did you bring your toys to work today? What's going on here? Are you getting ready?
How dare you?
Last
year we did the D&D bit, and you said let's reschedule, and you said how's about a year from now? Well, it's a year. So
has
are
it
you
been a
ready?
year already?
You didn't see it on the calendar?
Yeah, it's been on the calendar. So are you ready? Do you have your character?
My character in D&D. I actually do have my character's
Do you have
name.
your dice?
No, I don't own any dice. No.
Do you want to borrow some?
You brought spare dice?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, this is going to go really well because it is a radio show. But my character is Alistair the Record Thorn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's a variant.
Okay, a variant human.
Of Loki?
He's a researcher. All right.
Okay, what's his class?
His class is Bard.
Oh, that's like an actual class from the player handbook.
See?
Man, I'm a bard, too. I'm a bard, too. How do you have 2 bards?
Well, you can do different subclasses, I guess. One of you could be College of Swords. The other could be College of Valor.
You know who mine is. Look, mine is simple. My bard's name is Horatio. He has 8 stats and everything, except he has Gauntlets of Dexterity that gives him a 20 in Dexterity, and he has the Comb of Comeliness that gives him a 20 in Charisma.
Okay. So
That was a lot of words.
You took the two most important stats for a bard and made them as high as they could go for a level 1 character.
Yes, of course. You didn't even ask me to play, so I just thought I would take my my D&D version 2 and just create my own super character.
That was like D&D.
It would also be the most funny character in the world to play. Most fun character in the world to play.
That's
how do you play this game? Is this like Candyland, or how do you play the game, Ryan?
Well, it's all about the theater of the mind, Dave.
Well, it better be, because this is radio.
Yeah. So, do you want to play? Do you have a stat block? Do you have everything ready?
Stat block, stat blocker. No,
yeah.
I don't.
Do you have
that.
stats? Do you have numbers? We're starting,
whoa,
Dave.
What is that noise?
You know,
what
Dave,
noise? You've entered into a dark environment.
No, one thing. You know what I'm really excited about? Also, it's opening day. Okay. The keys. I see the keys are rattling.
Pay attention, Dave.
I'm really also very. I can't wait to get to that Billy Strings concert tomorrow night.
Oh man, that's got like a bunch of
That's going to be such a big blowout.
He's a bard.
Yeah,
he's a bard.
Such a big blowout. Did you hear the story about the Billy Strings concert?
Yeah.
Dave,
what about it?
Well, it's canceled. Well, it's not canceled. It's postponed.
Is it really?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So it's postponed until.
Dave,
hold on one second. This is like real radio show business.
I've been waiting a year, Dave.
We'll get to this in 1 sec. He was skateboarding at the University of Virginia on Saturday night and tried to do a trick move and broke his leg in 2 places. So he thought about going on tour like Dave Grohl did. Remember when Grohl toured in a chair? But they've decided not to do that. He needs surgery, and he will be – what is he going to do? He's going to do Austin City Limits on July the 2nd, but is rescheduled for Charleston August the 4th.
He wouldn't have gotten hurt if he was playing D&D. Could you please strike up the music again? Thank you.
What's the deal on the music? Is this the
Just stop asking questions for a second, Dave.
Okay.
It's just ambient music.
Okay, cool. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Scene. Okay. Sometimes, Dave, nothing is faster than the speed of light, with the possible exception of bad news. And bad news permeates the realms today. The city of El Terrell has fallen into Avernus, the first circle of hell, and is besieged by the archdevil Zariel. But in its wake, a chasm connects the hells to the material plane. You have been tasked by the cowled wizards of Athkatla to seal the chasm and prevent any occult organizations from taking advantage. But ahead of you on your journey, the cult of Tiamat have decided to bring back their dragon queen and bring it into the material realm. You are part of a caravan, but they are being waylaid by goblins. So, pull out your 20-sided die. It's time to roll for initiative, Dave.
All right, how many of these dice do I roll?
Just the one 20-sided die.
Which one is that?
Give us a moment.
The most sides.
It's the one with 20 sides.
It's like round.
I got it. Okay.
All right, now roll it.
All right.
What'd you get?
10.
10. Now, what's your dexterity?
I have no idea what it is.
You said you had stats. You said you had numbers.
I'm dropping dice. Is that bad?
Yeah.
I have the ultimate strategy for your bard.
Yeah.
What is it?
Gotta want it. Dominate.
Yes. There you go. Thank you.
But he's level 1. He can't cast Dominate Person yet. He doesn't know it.
I'm putting the dice away. Hold on a second. Okay. All right. So I have a 10. What's that mean? Well, 10's the top, right?
For sake of time, we'll simplify it. I'll roll my initiative for the goblin, okay?
Okay.
I got a 6. So that means you go first, Dave. What do you do?
Well, wait a minute. I want to go back to something you said about what town are we in? In Candyland here in D&D?
We're leaving the city of Athkatla, heading towards El Terrell.
Okay. How close is that to Anmore? Is that 10 miles away?
Man, imagine trying to seriously contripute something to this show.
I know. It's hard. It's hard. For the person who's on the interstate right now, driving, listening to this is a kind of a difficult listen.
Yeah.
But how do you win? How do you win?
that's the thing. You win when. What is winning, Dave?
Yeah, that's true. What is winning?
It's not a game in that sense.
Yeah, it's the journey you make along the way.
Well,
of course.
How do you know when the game is over?
Well, it doesn't have to be over.
If I could, it's just like Minecraft. You build for the sake of building, and so in something that's like a role play game, you role play for the sake of role playing. You could go. I mean, literally, you could go one for your life, and your character grows with you.
I want to believe there's someone listening to this right now that's saying, I've been waiting a year for this. I've been waiting a year since we put this off to get this game rolling. So what do? Do we pretty much in the next 120 seconds, we're going to have to move on to the radio show business.
We don't have to.
Do we stop the game and pick it up later, or how does that work?
Yeah.
So you
we
just
stop
basically
it, pick it up at a later
leave
date.
It's sort of like chess pieces on the board. You just kind of leave them there.
I
did a roll. You do a roll.
Well, you rolled higher on initiative, so you have to act first. What do you do with the goblin?
Cage him.
I don't want it. Dominate.
What are my choices? What can I do?
Well, you can whatever your mind thinks. You can attack him. You could try to romance him.
Well, wait a minute. I'm my
hat in the shadows and tie his shoestrings together.
My character
make a
is
noise
like
down the hall.
is Alistair the Record Thorn. So maybe I want to interview him.
That's a good one.
Okay, could I do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Do a speech check. Do another D20 and add your charisma modifier.
I have no idea.
And maybe it's Alice Goblin Cooper.
Well, if it's my charisma modifier, that's got to be like -7. I'm guessing. It's 11. Well,
I'm sorry, Dave. The difficulty class was 15. The goblin is unimpressed and is rapidly advancing to your position with a scimitar in his hands.
all right, you got 60 seconds, so make a move.
Okay.
Make a move.
I guess my goblin's gonna attack you, and I roll for attack.
So the segment's coming to an end. So you're attacking me.
Yeah, of course. let's roll D20.
What's new?
What is new?
Let me give you some.
Oh, I got a natural 20, Dave.
Oh my goodness!
That means I get
Wait a minute. How do we know that? You've got like a little fort set up around.
Don't worry about it, Dave. I got a natural 20. That means I get to roll the maximum amount, and depending on house rules, it could be like 2 times the maximum damage or just maximum damage. I'll do just maximum damage on like let's see.
Man, you are going to freak.
On a D12 here.
Coop, what's Jeff Jenkins going to think when he rolls down here in about 45 seconds?
I rolled
I don't know.
4.
What does anybody think?
So let's say like his weapon does like 1d12 of damage. That means I do 12 damage. How many hit points you got, Dave?
How many what?
Hit points? How many times you can?
None.
Oh, you're dead, Dave.
There you go.
But I just got in the game. I mean,
I don't know.
I just got to play done. All right.
Wow.
There we go.
All right. There you go.
All right. I'll see you in a year.
It was a Molotov cocktail, as it turns out.
No, Coop didn't even get to roll. Did you? Did you roll?
Man, I'm too smart for that. I ran.
Yeah.
You ran so far away.
Yeah, man. I'm a veteran of this game. I know when to run.
Hey, Jeff.
Jeff Jenkins is here.
Want to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
I don't even know where to start.
See, I told you.
Yeah.
See, I told you. Let me do a quick set on our question of the day. Oh, this is going to be a good one. I think we're going to have some fun with this today. So it is opening day. It's opening day. Coop, how far away are we from the ballpark? I always say 6 blocks. What do you think? Is that?
It's 1 over and 1, 2, 3, 4 down. So yeah, it's like 5
about
blocks.
6 blocks,
Yeah.
about half a dozen blocks. All right, so it's opening day for the Charleston Dirty Birds. They play Lexington tonight, the Lexington Legends. How many times are we playing the Legends this year? We normally play them about 30 times
Legendary
a year.
amount.
A legendary amount of time. So first pitch is 6:35 tonight over at Gomar Ballpark. So the question of the day is this, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. As far as the fan experience goes, what advantages does minor league baseball have over MLB? And what future MLB stars did you first see play in the minor leagues? As far as the fan experience goes, what advantages does minor league baseball have over Major League Baseball? And what future MLB stars did you first see play in the minor leagues? To respond, text those in 304-TALK 304-304-8255-304. Tweet me. I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY. Jeff, don't be concerned about Ryan's mess. He'll be cleaning it all up and take these dice back, Ryan.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. What's up in the news?
I wasn't going to let you keep them anyway.
I could answer the question, right? I mean, if you grew up and saw the Charleston Charlies, man, you saw Major League stars, right?
Dave Parker.
Yeah, Dave Parker, John Candelaria. I remember seeing John Candelaria pitch, Ed Ott,
all
the
those
catcher,
guys.
Rennie Stennett.
Willie Randolph held me as an infant. He was my next-door neighbor in Rand.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Richie Zisk, Richie Hebner.
A bunch of those guys.
Yeah.
Al Oliver.
Yeah. So
Yes.
anyway, yes. So that's a good question. At the web, we're getting ready to post, Dave. I didn't have time to post it because I had to come down, but there was a news conference held in Charleston. You remember the story last week of the man who got onto the hood of the ambulance and was run over by the ambulance. And so the prosecutor came out today, Deborah Rusnick, and the sheriff's department saying the investigation is ongoing because there's been a lot of outcry from the community, from John Lucas's family, about why the ambulance didn't stop and render aid. And Rusnick today came out and urged patience because the investigation is ongoing. She did say there's 250 pieces of evidence. She did say that of evidence reviewed thus far, things that were reported initially are not, there are some things different than were reported initially or from the initial reports. The Lucas family is out today, talked to WCHS-TV, calling for criminal charges against those in the ambulance for not stopping. So, so we've got the update on the latest on what authorities are saying. And we'll have that story posted coming up. 250
pieces of evidence.
That's what she said, yes.
Well, that's a curious statement.
250 pieces of evidence in this case. He was found. He died a short time later. Some of the traffic is out there, some of the 911 traffic about, what was happening. So it's she called it a complex investigation. So, I think it's going to take them some time. She indicated it would take them some time. So we'll have the story, the update coming up at WVMetroNews.com. Also, Dave, we're starting to dive into a couple of these state Senate races. Very intriguing on the Republican side. You've got challenged races for state Senate. Some of the incumbent senators being challenged. Our first look is the 8th district race. That covers a lot of Kanawha County. We'll take a look at some of these across the state that are challenged. So we've talked to all three candidates there in that race. We've got a good story at WVMetroNews.com. And a reminder, if you're not registered to vote, today's the last day to do that.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, for the May 12th election. Early voting begins a week from tomorrow.
Good job. Jeff, thank you.
Okay.
By the way, Ryan, there's a really good story at the website that
Yes.
Jeff put up about 2 hours ago about the state attorney general has announced an $11 million settlement with Roblox.
Yeah, I have opinions about that.
All right. Well, maybe we can put, once we're done with D&D, maybe we can put together a video game report. What do you think?
Maybe.
Jeff, thank you.
See ya.
Let's take a break. We're back with more in a minute.
Veterans, plan ahead to
nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Calva Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Calva Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind.
And onions.
Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Charleston's highs compared to average tell the story of the big changes we've seen recently with temperatures and more changes on the horizon. So it was hot through Saturday, much cooler Sunday and Monday, peaking this morning with a temperature falling below freezing. But by this afternoon, already back a bit on the warm side. Good 10 degrees above average Thursday and Friday, then we'll be below average with our 8 to 14 day outlook. So cooler conditions will return before too long. Same period leans near normal for precipitation. To maintain average, we need about an inch over a 7-day period, and this next 7-day stretch will hopefully bring the opportunity for widespread accumulation of around an inch or so with multiple waves of precipitation, the first of which is overnight and through the day on Wednesday. Scattered showers, some non-severe thunderstorms expected as we head through the day. We'll see this coming and going from the north, a low chance of lingering on Thursday. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. We do have a pretty nice stretch here for your travel plans. Not a lot of activity across the nation and temperatures generally on the warming trend. For the Panhandle forecast, bottoming out around 55 from New Cumberland to Pine Grove. Highs here from about mid-60s to low 70s on Wednesday. Looking east, we'll see mid-40s towards Hedgesville tonight. Meanwhile, highs back in the low 70s in this part of the region as well on Wednesday. We'll see Pawpaw around 66. Parsons, Elkins, 50 tonight. Mid-50s looking west of there, and highs ranging from about 64 to 73. Ending looking south, we will see Lewisburg with some clearer conditions tonight, not quite seeing the rain, and as such staying on the cooler side. Then 74 for Charleston for our Wednesday. 82 Thursday and Friday. We'll have additional precipitation through the weekend.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
On the next State of Minds.
When something like punk rock comes around, it's very anti everything, and people were really looking down on what they were brought up with. And for us, we found it was kind of fun to embrace it.
Is it a moment or like they're having an episode?
No, but you're right. You're right. We are having a moment. Yeah.
The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. MetroNews Hotline, and it's time for the annual Hotline D&D postgame show. Welcome back. All of our contestants / victims are here. Coop, myself, and the ringmaster, Ryan.
Dungeon Master.
Dungeon Master. Dungeon Master, Ryan. So much response to the segment, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And reading the social media responses to our annual now Dungeons and Dragons segment, that was either the best thing we've ever done or our last broadcast.
The biggest surprise to me was the fan poll where the Goblin was the MVP of the game.
That's right.
Yeah, that was the biggest surprise for me today.
Yeah,
was the fan poll.
congratulations to everybody who voted online.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
that. So many interesting notes. This one from Matt on X.
Good old Matt.
Dave, did any of us really have any hope that Dave would beat Ryan at D&D, considering he announced that today was Thursday at the start of the show? My response, well, there's that. Yeah, that's a solid point.
Did you really? I must have missed that one.
Yeah, I wrote it down Tuesday, but I read it on Thursday. I guess I was just so excited about the D&D show.
My daughter has certain things that she's allowed to do on days that start with T.
Mm-hmm.
So, like her, you just confuse your T days.
Yeah, so actually that just goes to show that was really clever by Matt to see that I was in some sort of mentally capacitated state before the D&D actually began.
I fear that Matt might know too much about your mental state because he's quite the observer of it.
Yeah, I'm expecting some shade from him at some point very soon about the Flyers beating the Pens last night.
Ouch! Yeah.
By the way, we have a MetroNews Hockey Insider segment coming in about an hour on that.
Hey.
More on the D&D postgame show, 304-960-692. Hey, Dave, it's us, the Morgantown Group. We've been waiting a year for Ryan to be allowed to do D&D again.
That's our video producers.
Yeah, Ryan, comment.
You're welcome.
and then of course there's this 304-677. Please make it stop.
Yeah.
Please make it stop.
I like the one that was from the, let's see, where was it? It was, you realize how many people driving just fell asleep and ran their car off the road.
There you go.
Which, may not be very nice. However, sponsorship opportunities are available, especially to insurance companies.
There you
so
go.
If you would like to sponsor the D&D segment, just let us know.
Here's one.
And if someone does get in an accident, I get to report it on my traffic report at 4 o'clock.
Job security.
Win-win. It's a win-win. 304-541. Dave, Coop, and Ryan. I can't wait until next year for the second segment. I've even set a reminder on my calendar for D&D.
So it's like around opening day every year we have to play a D&D segment.
Yes.
Oh, my.
I don't mind this becoming a tradition.
All right, so there we go. That's the D&D postgame show.
I think it's fantastic.
That was fun. I don't know how much fun it was for me.
I had fun.
We need to figure out how to do the sabermetrics of D&D. We need to get somebody on to talk about that.
That's true. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
So... And that came without any fanfare, right? I mean, we didn't talk about it. Or did we talk about it on the show yesterday?
I don't think so.
I told you yesterday, like, hey, we're doing D&D again tomorrow.
But did you say it on the air?
No, I never said Dungeons and Dragons on the air yesterday.
We'll do more promotion.
I alluded to it.
All that I know is I came into the studio yesterday and Ryan said, hey, I told Dave we're doing D&D tomorrow. I was like, oh. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So
thanks for telling me, I guess.
You should have seen the look on Jeff Jenkins' face when he walked in and saw your little setup. That was classic.
I mean, I told him yesterday. I said, "Hey, things are going to get weird in here. Just letting you know."
How would he know the difference?
Yeah.
How would he know the difference? The D&D segment and the D&D post-game show.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, some people liked it. Others, well, but thanks for hanging in there with us. Thanks for hanging in.
Seems like the vast majority of the people got into the spirit.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely they did. Ryan, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. That was good stuff. We got other stuff we're talking about today. Coop, when are the Reds going to lose a game again?
Probably tonight, since you mentioned it.
On the road. Well, it wouldn't be my fault.
It always is.
Yeah, it kind of is. Did you see where Bryan Hayes got a hit last night?
I'll tell you a brief story about that. I fell asleep watching the game last night. That's baseball. It's
sure it is.
Lovely, right?
Yeah.
So I fell asleep watching the game, and I was in that sort of twilight where I was half asleep, a little bit awake, and I had internal conversations with myself. Am I asleep or am I awake right now? I'm not really sure. And then I heard, and that's a hit by Bryan Hayes. I was like, oh, I'm dreaming.
Right. So he was 0 for 33. He's 0 for 33. And how many hits does he have this year?
2.
That sounds right. He's hitting 071.
He's 2 for the season, yes.
When he came through Charleston, playing for the Power, I did not really anticipate that this was going to be that big of an issue. I mean, his dad, Charlie Hayes, was a really good hitter. Now, Bryan Hayes, to try to excuse it, he's been injury prone for multiple years now.
As a Reds fan and as a guy who likes defense, the thing that kills me about him as a player is I am perfectly fine if you have a championship caliber team or if you have a really good team that you have a couple of elite defensive players who really can't hit the ball that great. But they got to hit 230.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I mean, you got to hit 230. You can be the weak hitting middle infielder or the infielder that just is just a wizard on the field. You can be that guy, but you got to at least hit 230, 240, something like it. You can't be a below 200 hitter, and he's a below 100 hitter.
You know what? I've been reading. We were talking about books last week that you can just pick up at any time and read. And I've been reading this one book about the oral history of baseball in the 70s, and it gives the story of Mario Mendoza and the Mendoza line. Do you know who gave him that nickname? So it's kind of a trivia question.
I'll give you a hint. I'm almost certain I knew it one time, and I probably can't remember.
He is a West Virginia native.
Maybe I didn't know
West
then.
Virginia
Maybe I didn't
native.
know.
That would be George Brett.
Okay.
George Brett gave Mario Mendoza, who was a tragically poor hitter, but an elite fielder. He was an elite fielding shortstop, but he would constantly bat around the 200 level. So the 200 level in baseball became known as the Mendoza line. So I don't know, man. I mean, Bryan Hayes is a long way from 200 right now.
Yeah, I mean, 200 would be a huge improvement.
Yeah, so
that's a tough one, and frankly for him, the fact that Suarez has played over there a little bit, and you can't roll out Suarez 130 games over there or anything like that. You could roll him out 60.
Yeah,
I mean, he's going to lose playing time from not getting hits because, I mean, frankly, you got to keep somebody like Suarez in the lineup because they don't hurt you that bad defensively, and you need their offense. If you can't hit, man, especially with this Reds offense that needs every little base runner that they can get right now, but maybe things are starting to come around for them. Everybody in the lineup had a hit last night.
Yeah,
and what happens? Right. They score some runs. Yeah. I mean, that's all they need to do is to get some guys on base, which seems self-evident, but they've really struggled at that.
So we can look at the injury history of Bryan Hayes, but what's McLean's excuse? When is this going to start? When is this going to turn around?
I think McLean's excuse is he had one good season, and now we have pretty good sample size that what's the outlier and what's real. I mean, I think that's what we have with McLean.
I didn't even tell you this. Did you know that the Reds game last night was on the CW here in Charleston?
Well, it was because it was on a local. So I think that was one of those games that they threw out there for affiliates within the footprint.
Yeah.
And like independent stations could just pick them up. So our station here locally that carries the Reds, of course, didn't get it. But if there is one anymore, I don't even know if there is one anymore. But the CW randomly picked it up.
Yeah, here in Charleston, the CW carried the Reds game last night, and it I think the pregame started at 6:30 and the first pitch was at 6:40. And what's really curious is my wife watched last night was supposed to be the season premiere of Sullivan's Crossing.
Oh no!
Okay, so she's all excited about that, and then suddenly it got preempted by Reds baseball.
Oh no!
But they did air it. They did air it last night at 11 o'clock, so she got to see it today, and everything's cool with that. But I thought this was like a Fox 19 over-the-air package, that maybe this was part of it.
Yeah, the way I read something about the way they distributed these things, but I think that is like there's some sort of like a tiny distribution that they had for a handful of these games through Fox 19, I think, that were able to go out to other stations. I just watched it on my subscription.
But it was kind of old school because remember in the past you would have sporadic sports events that would preempt network programming. Now that's pretty much persona non grata. They don't do that. When I first got to Charleston in like 85, SAZ had the Reds back in those days, and they would blow out NBC multiple times during the week to carry Reds games. And the other example of that was they used to carry a syndicated package of Kentucky games on SAZ, and when they would do that, they would blow out like the West Wing. People were up in arms. So it was kind of old school last night to see an over-the-air station carry a sporadic ball game and blow out prime time.
That is very much the vibe that I try to capture, and people might forget this about TV back in the day, but when I'm putting sports on and do things, I've really tried to increase the amount of sports that I'm able to provide for folks. It's expensive to try to get all these things
Sure
anymore.
it is.
So if I can get a little playoff hockey in there, a little NBA action in there, plus all the baseball and stuff that I have, I feel that there's somebody out there that maybe doesn't have to get quite as many subscription services just to entertain themselves sometimes. But I do that. I'll interrupt whatever the regular program is. I'll interrupt it and come in. And in my mind, TV and radio work just like each other on that. But you're right, they don't do it on TV anymore. You don't see it hardly at all.
Well, we had special programming in this segment. We had to do the D&D post-game show. So let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll get into the sound of sports, and we'll hear from WVU's baseball coach. Mountaineers have a game tonight against Pitt. We'll do that when we come back.
Worried about paying for college? MetroNews is proud to present the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to wvmetronews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to wvmetronews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
Hi, I'm Lane Tobin, and I'm a project consultant with Civil and Environmental Consultants. Growing up in West Virginia, I always dreamed of giving back to my community. That's why I chose CEC. As an employee-owned firm, we combine big company support with a close-knit culture. From stormwater management to new pedestrian trails, with every project, I see the impact we're making, and I couldn't be prouder. CEC isn't just where I work, it's where I make a difference. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
MetroNews Hotline, brought to you by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
When you hired me, you were 29. You seemed like you were 50 when you were 29. You were running that thing like a 50-year-old man. All right, we got to go get some tape. Come on, go down there.
I think I've sort of always been 50, and I think I'm 50 now.
No, me too.
That's a great point. Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
All right, welcome back. Time for the Sound of Sports on Hotline. Start with baseball. It's opening night for the Dirty Birds here in Charleston, but north of us, a couple of hours in Morgantown, it's the baseball version of the Backyard Brawl tonight. 12th-ranked WVU hosts Pitt with the first pitch set for 6:30. Pitt's 24-14. They're 9th in the nation, putting up just over 9 runs a game. Here's WVU's coach Steve Sabins with an update on the Mountaineers' ability to score runs at the moment.
Yeah, just because the offense has felt a little bit stale, and there's some good pitching performances, so you always got to be careful. Like, just because you don't have 15 hits in a game or score 10 runs, you can't be like, well, the offense is stale. Well, you know, sometimes they drive nice cars too, so if they perform well, you know, that can stymie an offense a little bit. But it felt like we have some speed in our lineup, and we have some athletic kids, probably more than most lineups. And so even like Brock Wills showing bunt multiple times or getting some bunt down, it's kind of that positive momentum or that positive juju. It's like moving a guy over. It kind of keeps the train moving, if you will.
Sophomore Gavin Kelly currently leads WVU, hitting .397 with 34 RBI. From the ice, last night in Pittsburgh, the Pens were shut out by the Flyers 3-0 as Philly took a 2-0 lead in the first-round best-of-7 series. Once again, the Flyers' defense was the key. The Pens were 0 for 5 on the power play, and this shorthanded second-period goal by the Flyers' Garnett Hathaway was a backbreaker.
The Flyers able to clear. Ristolainen sent it down. Again, it's going to be Tippett who's first to the puck, even after Skinner played it. Tippett takes it away. He has help in front with Hathaway. He scores! Garnett Hathaway! A shorthanded goal in a 2-0 Philadelphia lead.
Pens goalie Stuart Skinner did his part. He made 20 saves for the Penguins, including on a couple of breakaways. He says the Pens aren't finished yet.
No, I mean, I think we just got some fight in our game right now. Obviously, when you're down and out, they took 2 games in our barn, so we're not going to let that go easy. So, that's where our fight comes in, and we're trying to get some juice going in this room and show ourselves, show them, show the fans, show everybody that we're gonna. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy beating us, and we're going to show them.
Our MetroNews Hockey Insider Alex Wiederspiel will be here at 4:33 today. Elsewhere, great finish in Raleigh after Ottawa rallied to force overtime after being down a pair of goals to the Hurricanes. Carolina gets the win 3-2 in 2 OTs, and they take a 2-0 lead in the Sens over the Sens after 2 sensational games to begin this best-of-7.
Martinook to the point. Miller has got it. Miller hands it off. Ehlers in front. Martinook scores! Jordan Martinook makes up for the penalty shot and now wins game 2 in double overtime.
So Carolina holds home ice advantage on the Sens for the moment. This series swings to Ottawa for Game 3 on Thursday night. Major League Baseball. After a day off, the Pirates take on the Rangers on the road in Arlington tonight, while the Reds kept it rolling in the opener of a 3-game stay at the Trop against the Rays last night, winning 6-1 over Tampa Bay. Rookie Sal Stewart homered, doubled, stole a base, and scored twice. His 2-run shot in the first would turn out to be all the offense the Reds would need.
More teams have started pitching Stewart in. We saw that begin with the Giants series. It extended into the Twins set. He drove in a run, was 0 for 5 yesterday, did line out to left field. Payoff. His shot in the air to deep left center. Cedric Mullins going way back. Deep gap, and that is gone. The power surge continues.
Did I mention we're going to hit some home runs in this series?
First thing he said as we were watching BP, Sal Stewart, the team leader, with 8 home runs.
Stewart now has 8 homers. He's tied with the Cards' Jordan Walker for the National League lead. Stewart also leads all Major League rookies with 21 RBI and 13 extra base hits. Chase Burns gets the ball for the Reds tonight in St. Pete. In Kansas City, the O's won a wild one, 7-5 over the Royals in 12 innings. The Birds' Leotis Tavares with the biggest hit of the game, his first career grand slam and a 5-run 12th inning uprising.
Go along with his big series in Cleveland. And he gets into this one to center. Kyle Isbell sprinting back. Kyle Isbell runs out of room. Leotis Tavares, grand slam to break it open in the 12th.
All right, nice win for Baltimore, which was down to their last strike in the 9th and the 11th before rallying to win. Shane Baz takes the mound tonight against KC. Finally, in D.C., the Nats lost to the Braves 9-4. Atlanta has won 6 straight. Drake Baldwin with a big double down the left field line to put Atlanta in the lead for good in the 6th.
The Braves have a golden opportunity here in the 6th. Baldwin, it's fair. Past House at third base, and it's going to give the Braves the lead. Baldwin now 21 driven in on the season. It is 4-3 Atlanta.
This guy is such a good hitter, but to watch what he does against lefties is where he really does impress here. You're going to get a sinker. It's 89. It's got a little bit of run, but you can see it there middle. He lets it travel, takes it the other way, hits it firm, and picks up 2 more RBIs.
All right, that's going to do it for the Sound of Sports. A quick break and a wrap of hour number 1 in a minute.
MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop.
I would imagine a group of you got together and watched the Mountaineers last night. What were your thoughts on that performance?
It was funny, we were sitting with a guy last night, and he said, all right, I'm going to go put $1,000 on it. Well, down the stretch of that ball game, he's looking at us like, are you kidding me? And sure enough, the Mountaineers came back. I saw him today. He said, yep, I'm putting another $1,000 on them tomorrow.
Sportsline on MetroNews Television.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
All right, that's going to do it for the first hour of the show. We'll take a break for news at the top. When we come back, we'll take a look at what happened in the financial markets today. Check the energy prices, crypto, some West Virginia-related stocks. Man, we are just over 48 hours away from the NFL draft. Dave Bryan, our Steeler Insider, is going to be from Steeler Depot. We'll get into that. Oh, and we'll be talking a little hockey at 4:33, and then Anthony Lewis on the Mountaineers at 5. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Charleston's highs compared to average tell the story of the big changes we've seen recently with temperatures and more changes on the horizon. So it was hot through Saturday, much cooler Sunday and Monday, peaking this morning with a temperature falling below freezing. But by this afternoon, already back a bit on the warm side. Good 10 degrees above average Thursday and Friday, then we'll be below average with our 8 to 14 day outlook. So cooler conditions will return before too long. Same period leans near normal for precipitation. To maintain average, we need about an inch over a 7-day period, and this next 7-day stretch will hopefully bring the opportunity for widespread accumulation of around an inch or so with multiple waves of precipitation, the first of which is overnight and through the day on Wednesday. Scattered showers, some non-severe thunderstorms expected as we head through the day. We'll see this coming and going from the north, a low chance of lingering on Thursday. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. We do have a pretty nice stretch here for your travel plans. Not a lot of activity across the nation and temperatures generally on the warming trend. For the Panhandle forecast, bottoming out around 55 from New Cumberland to Pine Grove. Highs here from about mid-60s.
What's happening, Dave? How you doing, man?
On Wednesday. Looking east, we'll see mid-40s towards Hedgesville tonight. Meanwhile, highs back in the low 70s in this part of the region as well on Wednesday. We'll see Pawpaw around 66. Parsons, Elkins, 50 tonight. Mid-50s looking west of there, and highs ranging from about 64 to 73. Ending looking south, we will see Lewisburg with some clearer conditions tonight, not quite seeing the rain, and as such staying on the cooler side. Then 74 for Charleston for our Wednesday. 82 Thursday and Friday. We'll have additional precipitation through the weekend.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law. MetroNews Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour, navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for MetroNews Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back. Hour number 2, How Do You Do? Metro News Hotline. Keeping you company here in West Virginia in the afternoon, every weekday afternoon on the Metro News Radio Network. And now we get started at 3:06, and we take you through to the bitter end right up until 6 o'clock. Hey, wherever you're listening to the show today, inside the state or beyond the borders, just trying to get a read on what's going on back home, we hope you're having a good day. We do. And we're doing okay here in Charleston. Beautiful day here in town. 74 degrees as we operate on Virginia Street. Half a dozen blocks away from the bullpen, from the ballpark. We established that in the 3 o'clock hour. And the Dirty Birds are having their opening day tonight. First pitch, 6:35 against the Lexington Legends. So Atlantic League Baseball is back. So that's the subject of the question of the day. We'll get that reset here in just a couple of minutes. We'll check what happened in the financial markets today. Kind of a down day in the market, not totally unexpected. In this half hour, we've got Dave Bryan from Steeler Depot because, man, we're just a little over 48 hours away from the start of the NFL draft. The draft is in Pittsburgh. We're still not really sure what the Steelers are going to do with their first pick. We'll ask Dave about that. By the way, at Steeler Depot, Alex Kozora had his final mock draft posted today, so we'll talk a little bit about that. We've got the Entertainment Report at 4:25, 4:33 today. Our Hockey Insider, Alex Wiederspiel, will join us. Might be an emergency visit after what the Flyers did to the Pens last night. And there were some other things in hockey going on last night that we're going to briefly touch on, but it'll be mostly about what happened to the Pens, the future, and what may happen in Philadelphia when that series swings to Philly for Game 3 tomorrow night. So we'll do that. That'll be at 4:33. A little bit later on in the hour, we'll get into the On This Date file, have the 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports. At 5, Anthony Lewis will be here, so we'll get some Mountaineer stuff going in about an hour, and then we'll play in or out at 5:25, and then have more of your responses to our question of the day and get you ready for what's been a very busy day and night in sports. So we'll do that when we move into the final hour. Let's start with what happened in the financial markets today. Stocks lower as the Iran ceasefire deadline looms and the threat of canceled talks. So the Dow was down 0.6% today, lost 293 points, closing at 49,149. S&P 500 lost 0.6% today, down 45 points, 7,064 at the close. NASDAQ was down 0.6%, lost almost 145 points today. The tech-heavy NASDAQ closing at 24,259. Among stocks of local interest to West Virginia that were big percentage gainers or losers today. Today you had Dow up 3.6%, gained $132, 38.09 at the close. FMC, however, down 9% today, lost $157, 15.78 at the close. Halliburton, conversely, was up 4%, gained $148, 38.16 at the close today. Northrop Grumman down 6.5% today, lost $42.83, 614.16 at the close. Nucor, the steelmaker, up 3.1% today, gaining $6.31, 208.57. This was a kind of a wild day for some stocks that are related to West Virginia. In the energy space today, as you might imagine, oil up again. Oil up 2.8% today, gained $2.52. WTI in the NYMEX closed at $92.13 at the moment. Nat gas up 1%. It's up 3 cents, $2.67 per unit. And what about the crypto today? Crypto, which has been stabilizing lately, gave a little back today. Right at the moment, it's down 1%, down $765 at $75,551 per coin. All right, here is our question of the day. Question of the day has to do with its opening day in the Atlantic League for the Charleston Dirty Birds, who host the Lexington Legends tonight at Gomark Ballpark. First game of the year, it's opening day. So here's the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. As far as the fan experience goes, what advantages does minor league baseball have over Major League Baseball? And what future MLB stars did you see play first in the minors? As far as the fan experience goes, what advantages does minor league baseball have over MLB? And what future MLB stars did you see play first in the minor leagues? To respond, text those in. 304-TALK-304, 304-8255-304. I'm on X at Weekly, WEEKLEY. Coop, get a load of love for the Toast Man. Matthew on X. Dave, minor league baseball can have its own stick. Ours is the Toast Man. When I was a kid, I saw Willie Randolph and Jim Rice play against the Charlies. Jennings on X. Dave, here in Charleston, there's one thing you'll experience that you don't see at other ballparks, and that's the guy who throws toast every time an opposing batter strikes out. I've seen Ryan Braun, Julio Rodriguez, and several current Pirates here in Charleston. Let's see. Major moves on X. Hey, Dave, let's just say there ain't nobody in all caps or nothing like the Toast Man in the big leagues. Man, I do like the park in Charleston now, but I do miss the nostalgia of Watt Powell Park. We got a bunch of responses to this. So there's the question again. As far as the fan experience goes, what advantages does minor league baseball have over Major League Baseball? And secondarily, what future MLB stars did you see play first in the minor leagues? So let's get that going. We got a lot of response, but we could use a few more. All right, let's talk about the draft. We're more than just a little over 2 days away. Let's get Dave Bryan from Steeler Depot. All right, Dave Bryan from Steeler Depot joins me now to talk about all things related to the black and gold. How you doing today, Dave?
Dave, I'm doing great. Happy Tuesday. I'm probably doing better than Mike Vrabel is today. So I'll take that.
Yeah, that is for sure. Hey, you know what? I want to get into the draft here in just a sec, but I want to get your take on the story about the news about Mike Tomlin today. So Mike Tomlin, all the networks wanted him. He's going to land at NBC, and that's probably the best place for him to begin. What's your reaction to Tomlin going to NBC in Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, first and foremost, if you had asked me 6 months ago if I thought this would happen, I would say no. And going back to a couple interviews that Mike Tomlin gave to Rich Eisen on his show, I think last season and the offseason prior to that made it sound like Mike Tomlin had no interest in getting into the broadcasting side after his coaching career ended. But, we saw it transition very quickly. The rumor speculation started to pick up, after Mike Tomlin announced he was stepping down. He signed with a representative agency that represents a lot of TV personalities in the sports world. And at that point, you had to figure it was coming. And he lands at NBC on Sunday Night Football. The weird thing about it is Tony Dungy is out on that show there. And Tony Dungy, of course, is a mentor of Mike Tomlin's. And Tony Dungy gave Mike Tomlin his first head coaching job in the NFL as well, too. But the short and quick on it, I think Mike Tomlin's going to be absolutely fantastic in that role. I think he's got a good repertoire with players around the league and has had that for quite a while. And the same goes for coaches as well. I think the toughest part for Mike Tomlin will be for what every ex-coach or player goes through is trying to be objective as possible and being okay with criticizing players that he knows and teams that he played for, or teams that he coached, obviously, in the Steelers, and how that goes. But I think he'll do well. I'm excited to see it.
You know what? And you mentioned this in your article. It's at Steeler Depot about Tomlin's relationship with Jay Glazer. And it makes you – we'll probably never know how much money moved the needle or what pushed him to NBC as opposed to Fox. But we do know that a lot of stories about the Steelers – got broken by Glazer because of his association with Tomlin, and the fact that Jimmy Johnson is leaving Fox, the pre and post game show. It seemed like that would have been a perfect spot for him as well, but he's going to land at NBC, so I think that's a good move for them. All right, let's talk a little bit about Alex Kozora. His final mock draft is out there, and he's got Omar Cooper of the Indiana Hoosiers, the wide receiver, going to the Steelers with their first pick near the end of the first round. And you know what? He wrote a pretty interesting piece about this, and it kind of doubled back to what was being said yesterday during the presser between McCarthy and Omar Khan, the general manager, that it would be odd for the Steelers to make a first-round selection on a player who was not one of the 30 to come in for a visit. I thought that there was a question about that yesterday in the presser, and I thought that was kind of curious, and it may have alluded to potentially Cooper being the Steelers' first-round pick.
Yeah, and I know Alex probably wrestled with this because we are both kind of have gone with trends over the years, especially when Kevin Colbert was involved with Mike Tomlin, and then obviously the transition from Colbert to Omar Khan. Some of those same things stayed intact. And look, this team has a long history of either having their first-round draft pick in for a pre-draft visit, and in fact they've done all three in the years that Omar Khan's been the GM in for pre-draft visits. But even prior to that, there was a long string, COVID years aside, of course, where the Steelers either had their first round pick in for a pre-draft visit or they went to that player's pro day, both the GM and the head coach. So you look, Omar Khan and Mike McCarthy did not go to the Indiana pro day. They only went to one pro day in total this year, and that was the Georgia pro day. And obviously Omar Cooper Jr. was not brought in for a pre-draft visit. But Omar Khan said yesterday during the press conference that that has no bearing on whether or not the team would choose a first-round player who didn't come in for a pre-draft visit. So, look, we could have a little bit of kind of history, if you will, because I think you got to go all the way back to 2009 was the last time the Steelers didn't have a player in for a pre-draft visit, or they didn't visit the pro day of that player, during the pro day circuit there. And that, of course, was Ziggy Hood. And if you go back 1 year earlier than that, Rashard Mendenhall, and I got him to verify this on Twitter this past weekend, Rashard Mendenhall, the Steelers did not go to his his Illinois Pro Day back in 2008, and they also did not bring Richard Mendenhall in for a pre-draft visit. But since then, it's been a long string, COVID years aside, where we've been able to rely on either these pro days or these pre-draft visits here. But look, Omar Cooper Jr., it's easy to draw the lines towards him potentially being the pick. He's a guy that played inside and outside. We've heard Mike McCarthy talk about how important that is when it comes to wide receivers in his offense. He did that at Indiana, both inside and outside. He's got a little bit of speed to him. He obviously is real clean prospect. The Steelers' new wide receivers coach knows him from that 1 year in 2022, I think, at Indiana. This is a good, clean kid. Now it just comes down to if he's going to be the pick or not, and if Vega Ioane is off the board, and maybe a few others, and if the Steelers stay put at 21. He very well could be the guy. So I think it's a pretty decent dart throw by Alex, even though I know it about killed him to do it because of the whole pre-draft visitor thing.
And he has the Cooper also has a tie to Frank Signetti Jr. We got a clip from Omar Khan about his readiness for the draft on Thursday. Here it is.
I trust our process. I'm confident saying right now that when we're done on Saturday, we'll have gotten 10, 12, 14 players, whatever it is. It's just, I feel really good about where we're at right now and all the work we put into it and how the board is stacked. And I wish the draft was right now. We're ready for it. And I trust the process, and it's been good.
You know what? There was a question to Mike McCarthy about how many players he'd like to see be rookies yesterday. And when he said that he'd like to have 10 or more, you could see Omar Khan laugh. He laughed right into the mic. So, I thought that was a natural reaction. That's not going to happen, right? I mean, Omar's going to be dealing. And by the way, I thought he looked like he needed sleep yesterday. And I see that as a good thing.
Yeah, probably did. He probably not getting a lot. He's ready for the draft to get now, fielding those phone calls a little bit early because he mentioned the timer in the first round goes from 10 to 8 minutes starting this year. So that'll be a little bit different. Look, about the whole trade-up situation, Omar and whoever always say every year, look, we'll answer all calls. We'll think about moving up and moving down. I will say this, and Alex and I have gone back and forth of we think the picks will be either an over-under of 9.5 in total. I'm going under at 9, and Alex is firm in thinking it will be over at 10. I don't think they'll make all 12 picks. I think there'll be some trading, and I'll tell you this, and here's my thoughts on this year's draft, especially at the top when it comes to the Steelers. Personally, and I told Alex this morning on the podcast, I think I will be really disappointed if after the first 2 rounds, if the Steelers have not traded up in either one of those 2 rounds to get a player that they really like. Because look, you're sitting at 21, you're sitting at 53. This isn't a top heavy blue chip draft. So if you're going to sit there at 21, a lot of things might have to happen. You got Vega, who could go to the Ravens at 14th. We think Mekhi Lemon's going to be out the board. I would like to see the Steelers attack this draft and move up in either the first round or the second round and show that conviction of going and get a player that they want instead of waiting for a player to fall to them. So that's one thing that I'm interested in. I do think that the Steelers will make a trade in either the first or second round. They got the draft capital because they got 12 picks. I just can't see them using those 12 picks. So that's my viewpoint here. I want to see this team go up in either the first or second round and go get a player they want. Now, obviously, they haven't had a lot of success in going up recently. I think the last time was Broderick Jones, and we know how that's turned out so far. And then you go back to the Devin Bush several years ago when they moved up all those spots to take him. But I would like to see some conviction in this draft, and I want to see the Steelers move up in either the first or second round.
About 90 seconds here. Is Patrick Queen on the Steelers by the end of the weekend?
My gut says yes, but you can't ignore all that smoke coming out of Dallas a couple of weeks ago, especially the quality of the beat writers that were kind of passing that along. I think that holds something there, but I think at the end of the day, now that roster bonus date has come and gone, it just makes a lot of sense for them to hang on to him. If they do trade him, I think it would be to the Cowboys, and I would think it would be part of some sort of deal to move up to, where are they? I think 11th or 12th in the first round.
12.
And that's only if Dallas misses out on maybe one of those, Styles or Caleb Downs, the safety. They're a couple of Ohio State kids. So that's the only way I could see him going. But my gut tells me that Patrick Queen will still be on this roster come Monday.
All right. Well, I got to leave it there. Think about this, man. By the time we talk next Tuesday at 4 o'clock, the draft's going to be over, and we'll be talking about new players. That's kind of exciting to think about, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, my final mock draft will be out at midnight tonight. So make sure you set your clock, stay up, and you can see which way I'm going.
Sounds good. Dave Bryan, Steeler Depot. Thanks for coming on the show. I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Have a blessed weekend. Enjoy the draft, Dave.
All right. Let's take a break. And the entertainment report is coming up next. Stay tuned.
Don't forget about our podcast. Check out your favorite podcast provider or simply go to wvmetronews.com and click on the podcast link. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. I told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Say.org.
high is what you all might be, because today is 420, which is marijuana's birthday or something. I don't really understand why this day is, but today is weed's unofficial holiday. Of course, its official holiday is Thanksgiving. Just you and your cousin in an unheated garage sharing half a pumpkin pie, guessing which uncle's on Wegovy.
All right, we're almost halfway home on this Tuesday edition of the show, Metro News Hotline. Thanks for tuning in today, folks. I do appreciate it. All right, don't forget, we've got our Hockey Insider coming up in about 5 minutes for the latest on the playoffs. But now it's time for Talkin' TV and more. Here are the latest entertainment headlines from ABC.
ABC Entertainment News.
I've waited such a long time for this.
We have our first look at Practical Magic 2. Warner Brothers released the first trailer for the eagerly awaited sequel on Monday. Practical Magic 2 reunites Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock as magical sisters, Sally and Gillian Owens. They're joined by newcomers Joey King, Lee Pace, Maisie Williams, and more. Practical Magic 2 hits theaters September 11th.
I'm as human as anyone.
Superman is getting ready to fly back into theaters. Director James Gunn has revealed that his second Superman film, Superman Man of Tomorrow, is officially in production. The movie stars David Corenswet returning to the role of Superman and Nicholas Hoult returning as Lex Luthor. The film will also introduce Lars Eidinger as the villain Brainiac. Superman Man of Tomorrow is set to release on July 9th, 2027. And happy birthday to Iggy Pop, who's 79 today. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Mike, thank you. We'll take a break here at the bottom of the hour for local news. Jumping right back with more in a moment. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Charleston's highs compared to average tell the story of the big changes we've seen recently with temperatures and more changes on the horizon. So it was hot through Saturday, much cooler Sunday and Monday, peaking this morning with a temperature falling below freezing. But by this afternoon, already back a bit on the warm side. Good 10 degrees above average Thursday and Friday, then we'll be below average with our 8 to 14 day outlook. So cooler conditions will return before too long. Same period leans near normal for precipitation. To maintain average, we need about an inch over a 7-day period, and this next 7-day stretch will hopefully bring the opportunity for widespread accumulation of around an inch or so with multiple waves of precipitation, the first of which is overnight and through the day on Wednesday. Scattered showers, some non-severe thunderstorms expected as we head through the day. We'll see this coming and going from the north, a low chance of lingering on Thursday. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. We do have a pretty nice stretch here for your travel plans. Not a lot of activity across the nation and temperatures generally on the warming trend. For the Panhandle forecast, bottoming out around 55 from New Cumberland to Pine Grove. Highs here from about mid-60s to low 70s on Wednesday. Looking east, we'll see mid-40s towards Hedgesville tonight. Meanwhile, highs back in the low 70s in this part of the region as well on Wednesday. We'll see Pawpaw around 66. Parsons, Elkins, 50 tonight. Mid-50s looking west of there, and highs ranging from about 64 to 73. Ending looking south, we will see Lewisburg with some clearer conditions tonight, not quite seeing the rain, and as such staying on the cooler side. Then 74 for Charleston for our Wednesday. 82 Thursday and Friday. We'll have additional precipitation through the weekend.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
On the next State of Minds,
When something like punk rock comes around, it's very anti everything, and people were really looking down on what they were brought up with. And for us, we found it was kind of fun to embrace it.
Is it a moment or like they're having an episode?
No, but you're right. You're right. We are having a moment. Yeah.
The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. We'll talk a little hockey here in just a moment. Anthony Lewis will be here at 5 o'clock to get into the Mountaineers and more. Let's do a quick reset on our question of the day because it is opening day. It is opening day for the Atlantic League's Charleston Dirty Birds, who host the Lexington Legends tonight. Here's the hotline question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. As far as the fan experience goes, what advantages does minor league baseball have over MLB? And what future Major League Baseball stars did you see play first in the minor leagues? As far as the fan experience goes, what advantages does minor league baseball have over Major League Baseball? And secondarily, what future baseball stars did you see play first in the minor leagues? To respond, text those in 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. You can reach me too on X at Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. All right, let's see here. John in Martinsburg responding here. He says that, minor league baseball is cheaper. Yeah, that's a factor. That's absolutely a factor. And here's a list of players that he saw play in the minor leagues before they got to the majors with the O's. How about Mike Mussina, Big Ben McDonald, and Gunnar Henderson? That's a pretty good trio right there, John. That is outstanding. So we got a bunch of response to this. Once again, the question, as far as the fan experience goes, what advantages does minor league ball have over Major League Ball? And what future MLB stars did you see play first in the minor leagues? Get your responses in. I look forward to reading those. And let's talk a little hockey now. Alex Wiederspiel. Coop, we needed like a hockey intro for him. Let's work on that. For Alex Wiederspiel, our MetroNews Hockey Insider. Alex, first of all, thanks for coming on the program. How concerned should I be if I'm a Penguins fan right now after last night's game?
Yeah, pretty concerned. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, I think we're in like that upper 8, getting into 9 territory. But it is worth noting that while things looked bad, and they did look really bad, the last 3 years in the NHL the Stanley Cup playoffs, there have been one team who has won 2 games on the road to start and gone home and then lost the series. Edmonton beat LA last year after the Kings won the first 2 in Edmonton. 2 years ago, it was Dallas over Vegas after Vegas won the first 2 games in Dallas, and that was coming off their Stanley Cup Finals victory. And then the New York Rangers fell to the New Jersey Devils in 7, going back another year beyond that. And the Rangers won the first 2 in New Jersey, and then that third game went into overtime, and it just came down to one little play, and the Devils turned the whole series around. So, I mean, you can be right on the cusp. And if you can avoid going down 3-0, you will have a chance.
I'm trying to find some reasoning here for why the Penguins are playing the way they are. I mean, once they qualified for the postseason, they rested players for the majority of the last regular season games, with the exception of that game against Ovi in the Caps in DC. Their legs should be fresh, but in both of these games, and especially last night in the shutout loss to the Flyers 3-0 at PPG Arena, it just seemed like the Flyers were faster and they were more physical. What do you? Am I reading that right?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And if I'm remembering correctly, I should have checked the official numbers on this. I think Pittsburgh had half of their hits in the first period, and to me that shows. And I think this has been the concern with the Penguins going into the playoffs, for me at least, all season, was this is a very veteran-heavy team, and I didn't know if they were going to be able to play and maintain that style. You know, it reminds me of going back almost a decade now, the New York Rangers and Montreal Canadiens met in the first round of the playoffs, and the Rangers were actually kind of the younger upstart team at the time. They had just gone through kind of a mini retool, added Mika Zibanejad, and Montreal was the veteran group. And in the first period of basically every game of that series, Montreal came out guns a-blazing, and they were hitting hard, and they led, I think, after, I want to say 3, maybe 4 games, they led in the after the first period was over, and then the Rangers slowly whittled away at them because they were the younger team with the better legs, and they ultimately won that series over the Canadiens and went on to the second round where they lost to Ottawa. The point being that I wonder if Pittsburgh is not the Montreal in that scenario here, where as the game goes on, it doesn't matter how fresh their legs are. We're talking about a team that's kind of uniquely indexed, where some of their best, most important players are really up there veteran-wise. And then on top of that, you've got guys like Ben Kindle, who they have never played this type of hockey this deep into the season before. I don't think people recognize how hard it is for a 19-year-old to do what Ben Kindle did this year in the regular season, and then to, on top of that, add into the intensity of playoff hockey. It's hard. So they're relying on guys. Anthony Manta's another one. Only played 13 games last year. I think you have to be asking about how fresh he is right now at this point. So I think there are certainly reasons to wonder, even if they rested guys, just how fresh are they really?
So, you know, when Kyle Dubas got the job as the general manager of the Pens, you know, he's trying to thread the needle, right? He's trying to keep the core together, but then sprinkle in young talent around it. And, you know, they may be a year ahead of schedule. I mean, the Penguins weren't even supposed to be in the playoffs, much less a favorite to win one of these series. But, I mean, but if they lose this series to the Flyers in 4 straight, I think that's got to be seen as a massive disappointment. And the chances that the core will be broken up would be almost 100%. The question is, how will that occur?
So if it does occur, I think the most likely is Chris Letang. Even though the easiest would be Evgeny Malkin since he's on an expiring contract, I still think that they're probably going to find a way to come to an agreement. I think Letang makes more sense for a couple of reasons. One, he has a full no movement clause right now, but beginning July 1st, that will drop down to a full no movement clause plus a 10-team approved trade list, according to Puckpedia. So there will be some option to maybe get some assets back for Chris Letang. So to me, he would be the most likely guy. I still, to be honest with you, I don't know that I'm as confident as you are that they will break them up. And here's why. Kyle Dubas was given this big contract that most GMs don't get. He was basically given the equivalent of the Mike Babcock head coaching deal when Babcock got hired with the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's what Dubas got with Pittsburgh, because the ownership essentially knew what they were asking him to do. Hey, we're asking you to kind of, as you mentioned, thread the needle. And I think Dubas right now, by the way, I think he's a top 5 candidate, if not a finalist for GM of the year, which we'll find out the finalists when we get to the conference finals. I think he's very likely going to be in that mix there. But I think the most likely, if they were going to do anyone, it's Letang. And let me connect a dot for you, because Letang's former coach, Mike Sullivan, just happened to mention on Rangers breakup day how the New York Rangers are potentially looking for a puck-moving defenseman. And while Letang still absolutely has his defensive struggles, that's something he still does really well.
Well, Sidney Crosby, after the game last night, you know, put it pretty simply, and he's totally right about this, that the Penguins have to find a way in Game 3, because if they lose Game 3 in Philadelphia, there's only 4 teams that have ever come back from 3-0 deficits in a best-of-7 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And the one series that absolutely broke my heart as a kid was that 75 quarterfinal series. The Pens lost to the Islanders after they were up 3-0 in that particular series. What can they do? You know, of the things that the Penguins could do to shake things up in Philadelphia in Game 3, one of the things I hope they really don't do is make a change in goal, because, you know, Skinner just had a fabulous game last night, in my opinion. He was one of the reasons that they were even still in it.
And, to be honest with you, I don't really think they will. Artur Shelovs is pretty well known by Rick Tocchet, who I think is having a phenomenal series coaching the Flyers. But that was his guy when Tocchet made his deepest run since Thatcher Demko was out injured for the Vancouver Canucks for most of those playoffs. That was his guy, Shelovs, who took them to Game 7 in the second round against the Connor McDavid-led Edmonton Oilers a couple of seasons ago. So I don't think the Penguins would even really risk that, especially considering Skinner has played well. I think you have two options. You could try to combine Crosby and Malkin on one line, which I'm not sure has really the same effectiveness that it would have had 5 to 7 years ago when that would have been considered the nuclear option, the original McDavid-Draisaitl, if you will. I think it's more likely that we see them. I think they're going to have to change up their tactics. They're going to have to get more committed to dumping pucks in, which is tough because that's a patient game, and that's not the way the Penguins are really built. They're built as more of a rush team, but they're going to have to dump pucks in to try and beat this Flyers trap.
You know what? This segment has been almost exclusively Penguins, and I think that there's a good reason for that after they lost to the Flyers last night. But I did want to ask you quickly about a couple of other series that are going on. First of all, Edmonton. The series last night ended late where the Oilers came from behind and they won the game 4-3 over the Ducks. How do you see Edmonton in the West? How scary are they? How far can they go? You mentioned McDavid.
I mean, they're healthy, and that's good. I watched that game last night. I didn't love the way Connor Ingram played. He wasn't awful, but I think he's one of probably maybe the at best 9th best starter right now in these playoffs of the 16 teams left. He let up a couple of juicy rebounds that Edmonton didn't do a very good job of clearing. That led to the first 2 goals for Anaheim that started the comeback for the Ducks, who were down 2-0 going into the second. So I would say for Edmonton, I'm a little nervous for them because I really don't like their path. I think Anaheim is a good first-round matchup, but Vegas and Utah, I think either winner of that one is going to potentially pose a 7-game series for the Oilers.
And finally, I wanted to ask you about Carolina, too, because they held serve in the first 2 games against Ottawa, but the Sens could have won either one of those 2 games. How are you feeling about Carolina in this series? Should they feel comfortable after 2 really tight wins over Ottawa?
No, I would not say they should feel comfortable. If they can replicate more of how they played in the first half of regulation last night, I would feel better if I was Carolina, because they started looking like they were really tilting the ice and pressing their finger on the dial. Ottawa, though, it was kind of strange. The spark was the goal, right? They tied the game, and then they really started pressuring Carolina in a way that we don't often see the Canes get pressured, especially this year since they revamped their defensive group, which was a lot older a year ago. I thought Ottawa looked like they were going to win that hockey game in the back half of it, and then even into the first overtime. And the momentum really started to shift around the time the overturned first winner happened. And at that point, I thought to myself, I just don't know that Ottawa has the legs to win this thing. So I would say for the Canes, you don't need to panic, obviously. You're up 2-0. You held serve. You did what you had to do. But it's going to get tougher from here. Ottawa obviously now gets to go home, and they get the advantage of last change. And obviously they played 2 pretty good road games. So I think you're thinking to yourself, we got to be ready for them to come full tilt.
All right, got to leave it there. Alex, thanks for jumping on with us. I'll talk to you in a couple of weeks, and we'll talk more hockey.
Sounds good, man.
All right, Alex Wiederspiel, our MetroNews Hockey Insider. A couple of really interesting series will continue tonight in the East. The Lightning will host the Canadiens in Tampa Bay. Of course, the Lightning have had all kinds of problems winning postseason games on home ice. And the Bruins are at the Sabres. Buffalo scored 4 goals in the third period in the opener of that best-of-7, and it was an opportunity for the win, their first playoff game in 15 years. Can the Sabres win 2 games in a row against the Bruins? We'll find out tonight. Both of those Eastern Conference series continue. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and open up the On the State file in a moment.
MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
What do you know about hot dogs? because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind. I forgot
and
about
onions.
this. Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
All right, welcome back to the show. We'll get some Mountaineer talk going with Anthony Lewis at 5 o'clock. The portal for basketball, men's basketball, closes tonight at midnight. So we're keeping our eye on that as we move along this afternoon. We're here until 6 o'clock. All right, time to open up the On This Date file, and we'll begin with the birthdays, and we'll begin with the sports birthdays, as we always do. Birthdays today, former Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo, 46 years old. Jesse Orozco, Mets, O's, Dodgers, 69 years old today. We just did a hockey segment. How about Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame goaltender Eddie Belfour, 61 years old today. From entertainment, Tony Danza. Coop, would you like to guess Tony Danza's age? Tony Danza.
Let's go with 74.
75.
Hey!
Man, you're
pretty
good
close.
at this,
Not
man.
bad, not bad.
You are good at this. Also, Robert Smith of The Cure, 67 years old. Rob Riggle, the comedian from The Hangover, Step Brothers, etc., 59 years old today. On this date, this was a big thing when it happened. On this date, man, this is hard to believe. This was 40 years ago, but it was. 1986, Geraldo Rivera opens Al Capone's vault on live TV. There was nothing in there.
Yeah, man. I watched it live, man. I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was 40 years ago today. Also from television, 1993, it's on this date that Walker, Texas Ranger with Chuck Norris debuts on CBS.
Big state. Big problems.
Do it now.
Big man. And if you take him on, big mistake. Chuck Norris is coming to CBS as Walker.
Texas Ranger!
Is your screen big enough? 2-hour series premiere Wednesday, April 21st.
You know, you're almost guaranteed to make the On the State file if you mention the date.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
so thank you, CBS. Thank you, CBS, for doing that. Here's another trivia question for you. It was on this date in 1984. After 37 weeks, Michael Jackson's Thriller is knocked off the top of the charts. Guess what knocked it off?
Oh,
Thriller was on the top of the charts for 37 weeks.
What year?
1984.
Jump.
And, good guess. It's a soundtrack.
Okay.
It's a soundtrack.
Ghostbusters.
Footloose.
Okay.
Footloose.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Kenny Loggins.
1951 NBA championship. Rochester beats the Knicks 79-75 to take the series in 7 games. First final appearance for both teams. Bob Davies of the Royals was one of the early stars of the NBA. When Rochester would play the Minneapolis Lakers, it was an 18-hour train ride. Here he talks about it.
No wonder the fans are...
We'd hurry up and finish our game at 10:30, and they'd hold a train for us to New York Central Station in Rochester. We'd get into Chicago about 7:30 in the morning, have breakfast, and catch the Hiawatha to Minneapolis at 9 o'clock. Get in there at 3:30, get something to eat quick, and go out to the gym and play the game.
That's amazing. By the way, Bob Davies is credited with being the first real basketball star to use the behind-the-back pass. So it was on this date in 1951 that Rochester beat the Knicks in the NBA Finals. Also, 1951, in the Stanley Cup Final at the Maple Leaf Gardens, the Maple Leafs beat Montreal 3-2 in overtime in a 5-game series win.
No wonder the fans are in a frenzy. Every game in the series has gone into overtime. The Maple Leafs go into this one with a vim that spells sudden death to the Canadiens. Parelko slams it in to win the game and the Stanley Cup, and his teammates promptly elect him man of the hour. Joy reigns supreme for the world's champions of hockey.
And on this date 14 years ago, 2012, the White Sox, Phil Humber throws the 21st perfect game in Major League history against the Mariners.
Ryan, a day off for him today, but now he's got a chance for something special. He's swung. Brzezinski has got to throw it down. It's a perfect day for Philip Humber. On the 21st of April, 2012 in Seattle, the 20th perfect game in regular season history.
How about that? Humber with a perfect game on this date 14 years ago for the White Sox in 2012. And our musical birthday to the break today, Iggy Pop is 79. The 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports are coming up next.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
On the next State of Minds.
When something like punk rock comes around, it's very anti everything, and people were really looking down on what they were brought up with. And for us, we found it was kind of fun to embrace it.
Is it a moment or like they're having an episode?
No, but you're right. You're right. We are having a
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download MetroNews Television on your iPhone or Android. Search MetroNews Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Sports headlines at 5 o'clock. It's opening night for the Charleston Dirty Birds. They host Lexington here tonight. First pitch, 6:35. WVU will host Pitt. Baseball version of the Backyard Brawl tonight. 6:30 first pitch in Morgantown. The Pirates at the Rangers and the Reds at the Rays. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Charleston's highs compared to average tell the story of the big changes we've seen recently with temperatures and more changes on the horizon. So it was hot through Saturday, much cooler Sunday and Monday, peaking this morning with a temperature falling below freezing. But by this afternoon, already back a bit on the warm side. Good 10 degrees above average Thursday and Friday, then we'll be below average with our 8 to 14 day outlook. So cooler conditions will return before too long. Same period leans near normal for precipitation. To maintain average, we need about an inch over a 7-day period, and this next 7-day stretch will hopefully bring the opportunity for widespread accumulation of around an inch or so with multiple waves of precipitation, the first of which is overnight and through the day on Wednesday. Scattered showers, some non-severe thunderstorms expected as we head through the day. We'll see this coming and going from the north, a low chance of lingering on Thursday. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. We do have a pretty nice stretch here for your travel plans. Not a lot of activity across the nation and temperatures generally on the warming trend. For the Panhandle forecast, bottoming out around 55 from New Cumberland to Pine Grove. Highs here from about mid-60s to low 70s on Wednesday. Looking east, we'll see mid-40s towards Hedgesville tonight. Meanwhile, highs back in the low 70s in this part of the region as well on Wednesday. We'll see Pawpaw around 66. Parsons, Elkins, 50 tonight. Mid-50s looking west of there, and highs ranging from about 64 to 73. Ending looking south, we will see Lewisburg with some clearer conditions tonight, not quite seeing the rain, and as such staying on the cooler side. Then 74 for Charleston for our Wednesday. 82 Thursday and Friday. We'll have additional precipitation through the weekend.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, it's 5:06 in West Virginia, and that means it's time for the third and final hour of our program today, Metro News Hotline. Thanks so much for tuning in today, folks. I really do appreciate it. We got a lot of stuff to get into in this particular hour. Oh, look who's back. Anthony Lewis, our Mountaineer Insider, is here, so we'll talk to Anthony. Anthony, I may try to talk you out of some of the gear that you got at the WVU gear sale. Do you think I'll have any luck with that?
I just dropped off a batch of things.
Did you?
You were harassing me, saying it looked like I had a lot of stuff, but it really was other people's stuff. People found out I was there. I'll explain.
I just saw the picture of you carrying a whole bunch of gear.
Yeah, a helmet and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
None of it's at my house, no.
So if you've missed the first couple of hours of the show, it's okay. It's a one-way relationship. You can always double back and check it out at the podcast. It's available at the website, wvmetronews.com. Just go to the website, check it out. You click the podcast tab. You'll find our show. You'll find all the other shows produced by the network. Hey, Coop, we have numbers on our social media, people who are watching live now, right? We can see how many people are watching us on YouTube and Facebook Live and all those other sources.
I think maybe that stuff's been made private now.
Oh, it has?
Yeah, there were so many that they had to hide them.
Yes, so many. And the stuff that gets archived, if I wanted to watch for today's show, for example, after the show ends, it now has chapters, correct?
Yeah, I think they're auto-generated. Like, so there's ever so often, or maybe after every break. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look.
So how are they gonna label the chapter where we had the D&D segment in the 3 o'clock hour. How will that be? How will that chapter be labeled?
Oh, that's a good question.
As in Dungeons and Dragons?
As in Dungeons and Dragons, you know.
It's our annual D&D session that Ryan runs on the show. Well, it's become annual, so now this is the second annual apparently, and our listeners told us that they're setting bookmarks for next year, or reminders for next year, so they can tune in. Maybe Dave will finally hit a goblin. Who knows?
Who knows? But yeah, you sort of had to be here for that.
So we even had a post-game show.
We had a post-game show.
MVP.
That's right. So I'll be interested. I'm going to check that. I'll be interested to see how that gets labeled. Question of the day. It's opening day for the Charleston Dirty Birds of the Atlantic League. They're hosting Lexington tonight at Gomark Ballpark, about 6 blocks from here. So the question of the day is this, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. As far as the fan experience goes, what advantage does minor league baseball have over MLB? And what future Major League Baseball stars did you see play first in the minor leagues? As far as the fan experience goes, what advantages does minor league ball have over MLB? And what future MLB stars did you see play first in the minor leagues? Text those in, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255 304. I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. And we got a lot of good responses to this, as you might imagine. We got some old Charleston heads here in the Valley listening on our flagship 580 WCHS. Here's Mountaineers Are Always Free. Dave, what about Dave Parker, John Candelaria, just to name a couple? All the great played here in Charleston. Andy Smith. Dave, you can get closer to the field in a minor league park and perhaps get a reaction from a player. I saw Cal Ripken Jr., Wade Boggs play at Watt Powell Park. There's a couple of Hall of Famers. Lesser knowns Vaughn Hayes and Joe Charbonneau. Well, Joe Charbonneau was like legendary here in Charleston when he played for the Charlies when they were associated with the Indians. And Vaughn Hayes got traded to the Phillies for 5 players, and Pete Rose gave him the nickname that he still has to this day, 5 for 1.
5 for 1.
That's his nickname.
Charlie Hustle.
So there you go. All right, well, let me ask you a couple of things, Anthony. First of all, how was the gear auction? Or was it technically an auction?
It was a sale.
It was a sale. Okay. Were there good deals?
So everything was first of all, it was interesting meeting people who are really, really, really into the collector world in WV memorabilia. I dabble. These guys are the real deal. Like, I don't own a helmet. Well, I own helmets, but they're not like these guys go. These guys are after specific things. The guy that was first in line got there at noon on Friday.
Seriously?
And it didn't open until 9:30 on Saturday morning. I got there about 4 o'clock in the morning just because I had a friend of mine reach out to me the week before and said, listen, I'm going to miss it. He's a serious collector. He's on his 25th anniversary cruise with his wife. He's a good friend. He's a supporter. He does all of our charity stuff. Good guy. He's probably the only person that I would have done this for.
Did he have a specific thing he wanted?
Well, he did, but I tried to explain to him there's not much, like, I'm going to get what I can get. And the 65 helmets were gone when I got through the door. The Coal Rush helmets were gone when I went through the door.
How much did those go for?
They're like $250 for a helmet.
That's reasonable, isn't it?
Yeah.
That seems fine.
And I got him a white Country Roads helmet.
Okay.
There were only 4 of the 65 throwbacks, I believe. So even like I had another friend of mine, Casey, he was 6th in line, and he didn't even get his hands on a 65 helmet. He got a Coal Rush helmet, but he didn't get the 65 throwback.
But you got a 65 throwback jersey.
I got a uniform.
You got the uniform.
I got a jersey and the pants.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Does the jersey fit you?
I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. I'll probably just use it for our event this fall for the Sugar Bowl Foundation.
Nice.
Like, because I get those type of things and they're cool, and then it's like, what am I going to do with this?
Yeah.
Like the diehard guys, so have mannequins and put shoulder pads on them and put the helmets on the heads and like have them displayed in their homes. That's not my level, but I will probably use it this fall at like the Sugar. So what I go for specifically, about 3 years ago, I went and I was able to get like the on-field coaches shorts,
cool,
the sweatpants, the hoodies, I love that stuff. because I can, in the winter, on Sunday, you just throw a pair of pants on, go to the store. That's the stuff I wear. And if I tear it up, it was $10. You know what I mean? And I love the tennis shoes.
Oh, nice.
So the tennis shoes were $20 or $30, and I got 2 pair of the team issued. They're gold and blue, and they say West Virginia on the back. I've not seen these before. They're
Nike.
not like they're Nike. They're not the Pegasus that they publicly sell through wherever. I had never seen these before.
That sounds like it's kind of up my alley. That's pretty
That's
interesting.
the stuff but there wasn't as much of that stuff that I was hoping for. But I did get a zip-up jacket with a hood. That was team issued.
That was team issued. Now, how would you know it's team issued? What designated that?
I believe. Well, I mean, it doesn't have a price tag on it.
Okay.
So it's all this stuff doesn't have prices on it. Like it has the barcodes, but you can tell they directly shipped it from Nike.
So so when the sale begins, is it pretty crazy?
Yeah. So people were lined up. I was like 20th in line. When it opened, there were probably 400 people in line.
Wow.
I mean, it went down and around, like in front of the north side of the stadium, all the way down in past where the lump of coal is into the light blue lot. Some of those people never got in to get anything. It went so fast.
Oh, that would stink.
It was fast and furious, and they just kept letting them into this room, and it kept getting full, more full, bumping into people, and people were not even like, you would think that they would start looking for stuff. They were just grabbing. And that's what it just turned into, like grab something and go, and then figure it out later.
But what about sizes and that kind of thing?
You got to be real patient and bold, to do that stuff. Like when I got the jacket, the guy just threw it down. He goes, "Oh, that's a 2X," and I picked it up.
Nice. There you go.
And that's the only reason I knew what it was.
You know what? On X, I'm at Weekly, WEEKLEY. If there's somebody out there who has a mannequin that's got a uniform and a helmet, send me a photo because I want to see one of those.
Well, I know some people listening that probably have that stuff.
Hey, I'm terrible at trying to estimate crowd sizes, and I only saw footage from various sources of the spring, what do you call it, like festival, whatever. I called it somewhere between 5 and 6,500. What do you think? Is that fair?
Yeah, like the one, the press box side was completely full. And so, yeah, I mean, there was a decent crowd. It's probably one of the more well-attended spring games.
A great day for it.
See, now I didn't stick around.
Oh, you didn't?
Nah, I got in the car. I was already tired. I really honestly went up for Garrett Ford's service.
Oh, yeah.
That was the main reason I went. And then I was like, well, I'll hit the gear sale, see if I can score some shoes.
That's smart.
And get down. I had to go down and talk to Chris Sabo.
Oh, yeah.
We
had Coop, but that's a podcast, right? We did when we had him on the show. That's up as a podcast.
Yeah, you can find it.
He was good. He was really good.
Real nice guy. I got there like 20 minutes ago and busted out, did a quick interview with him. But
I told Coop, I remember covering him as a player when he was with the Reds. He was on the 90 World Series championship team, and he was a 3-time All-Star. He's a good player. He really didn't like talking to the media at all when he was a player.
He was pretty good.
He was great on our radio interview, but it's just so interesting that he really didn't have any real interest in doing that kind of stuff when he was a player, and yet his daughter, was on the Reds TV network for a while, and that's how she makes a living.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how that works? People don't want to be involved at all, and then you got somebody that wants to be in front of the camera.
It's funny, though, getting back to the WVU spring game, I probably have fewer opinions about this year's spring game than maybe any game that they've had of that sort in a long time. I just don't really know the roster as well. Looks like the offensive line has improved, but then on the other end, it would have to be. It would have to be.
Well,
looks like they got a couple of quarterbacks and the running backs are good, but I just really wasn't engaging anything from what I saw of just tape of the spring game.
Yeah, and so I had a really good conversation with Landon Livingston yesterday, and we were talking about Rick Trickett and their response to him. Because, I was there 26 years ago or whatever, and so I saw it firsthand then, and he still does all the same stuff. He still has all of his on-field mannerisms, and so we got a chuckle out of that. But what he did say was the guys are responding well to hard coaching.
I like to hear that.
And, and the repetition and the consistent repetition, the way Trickett does it, and they were responding well. So that's a plus to me. If they were rejecting it, I would be like, oh boy. But it sounds like they are responding well to it. So that'll be fun to watch up front.
I also like to see, I like seeing Hawkins in WVU gear. You know, that I thought that was interesting after seeing the clips of him with the Sooners. It was, you know, I don't get to practice. So I thought it was interesting to see him in WVU gear and what he looks like in it.
I think he will be a surprise to everyone. I think he fits right in with Rich's system. I think what you might see a little bit of what Denard Robinson was in Rich's system.
Oh, there you go.
With him. I just when I'm kind of just when I look at him and the way he moves and even throws and his speed, I just kind of that's what I'm starting to envision a little bit. So it's been a while since we've seen that up there. Probably the closest thing we've had to it, somebody that could scat like that would probably Skylar.
I thought he was bigger. You know,
he's slim. He's slim.
Yeah, I thought he was bigger. So Denard Robinson was bigger.
He was a little thicker through the body.
Yeah.
Needed to tie his shoes up, obviously, but you know, he can go out there and, you know, sandals for all I care if he can run like Denard Robinson.
And you were at the scholarship dinner last night too.
Yeah,
I
great
understand
attendance.
There was a good crowd for that as well.
Andy Richardson and that's the group that puts that on. It was a great event. Of course, you know, it's kind of the same every year, but you know, Nate Adrian was great, and of course, hearing from the coaches and just getting the opportunity to catch up with everybody is always a lot of fun.
Did Andy talk your ear off about his new children's book?
No, he did. I went to talk to the coach of the year, Chris Richardson. I went
there
to
you go.
To the coach of the year in the MEC.
Yeah, I've known Andy forever.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. We're coming back to play in or out in just a moment.
Worried about paying for college? MetroNews is proud to present the 19th annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to wvmetronews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to wvmetronews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
Hi, I'm Brittany Hedrick. As an environmental project manager at CEC, working in West Virginia, the land taught me respect and responsibility. Whether it's navigating complex regulations or overseeing site assessments, I ensure every project thrives. CEC isn't just where I work, it's where I make a difference. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
You can call us at 800-765-8255. Text us at 304-825-5304. Or tweet at WEEKLEY. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it. So I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind. I forgot
and onions.
Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All right, welcome back to the show. Oh, look who's joined the gang. McIntyre Murphy's in here, too.
Greetings, Earthlings.
Let's do this. Let's play In or Out every day at this time. We focus on the stuff you talk about at the office. We call it In or Out. The setup's simple. 3 categories: food or beverage, gut reaction. Finally, this one's about a celebrity. The topics of which change daily. Let's get started with food or beverage. Coop, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right. How about, well, we knew this was coming back, but now it's official. Red Lobster announced yesterday afternoon Endless Shrimp is back. Bringing back, it almost broke the company the last time they did it.
That's right, I remember.
$25. $25 for Red Lobster Endless Shrimp. In or out?
Man, I am, this is me at this moment in time. I am a bit off of shrimp at restaurants, so I'm going to have to be out.
Going to be out.
There's things that if you don't do to shrimp make them inedible to me, and I've ran across that a little bit too much recently. So I'm just kind of out. Take off the poop chute, people. Take off the poop chute.
Thank you, brother. McIntyre Murphy, $25 Red Lobster Endless Shrimp. In or out?
I have a shellfish allergy. That's all I got to say.
Yep, he's out.
Anthony,
I'm out.
Anthony, what are your thoughts here? $25 Endless Shrimp.
I'm going to be out on this. I just feel like I can get better shrimp elsewhere and stay at home and not deal with the Red Lobster crowd.
I don't know if we can be friends. I don't know. I'm absolutely in on this. Absolutely in on this.
One of Dave's soft spots, man.
That is really true. All right, gut reaction is next. How about these high school juniors? They rode the Wienermobile to the prom. Did you see this story? In Kansas, they spotted the Wienermobile at the grocery store in Topeka. They asked the driver, Maggie Dawson, if they would take them to the prom. She agreed and provided a free ride to the prom. Taking the Wienermobile to the prom. In or out?
If that's not like the perfect thing to do, where was this at?
Topeka, Kansas.
That's not that small of a town, but still, it's something good to do. And, rural, it'll be in the community newsletter for like a week, man. That's a great thing to do. I'm absolutely in on that.
That picture lives forever. Taking the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile to the prom. In or out?
I think I saw the Wienermobile, or one of them, twice in parades in the same year. One was here.
Right. It was here?
And then I saw one in Wisconsin as well, in New Berlin. I'm so in on this. That's such a cool idea.
Anthony, taking the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile to the prom. In or out?
Yeah, I'll be in on this. I like any little quirky, funny little things that people do for prom, and hopefully they took a picture and it's in the yearbook. So it'll be eternal.
Yeah, it's going to live forever. I love this story. Yeah, I'm absolutely in on this. All right, finally, this one's about a celebrity. Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan has decided to step down as the head coach of the Chicago Bulls after 6 seasons. They're doing a house cleaning in Chicago with the Bulls, and he said, peace out, So he wasn't fired. They wanted to keep him, but he decided, I'm going to maybe step away, maybe take another job. Billy Donovan, in or out?
I don't know why I feel like that. He's been like adjacent to like West Virginia sports for some reason. I don't know why. It feels.
Well, he was coach of Marshall.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's been like it seems like from that point forward. I don't know. It's just because we keep on associating with the guy. Anyway, I've always been a fan. I hope that I don't know where he's going to go, but I wish him well. So I'll be in.
All right. Matt Guitar Murphy, Billy Donovan, in or out?
Here's the thing about Chicago that's tough is 30 years later, you're still living in the shadows of 6 seasons of the Bulls in the 90s. Still haven't figured it out. That said, Billy Donovan's fine. I'm in.
You're in on Billy Donovan.
Yeah.
Anthony, what are your thoughts here? Billy Donovan, in or out?
I like Billy. I'll be in on him. I'm a little confused on why he didn't bow out a little earlier than take the UNC job. But, I'll be curious to see where he goes. Or at his age, I think he's 60.
Yeah, he's 60.
He might just chill, which would not be what I did if I had that kind of money. I'd relax.
Billy's coach's coach. He's going to coach.
Yeah, they're weird.
He's coach's coach. But talking about what he should have done, maybe he should have taken the Knicks job last year when it was out there as well. Billy Donovan, I'm in. Anthony, good stories
Great
today.
To see you guys.
Let's take a break. The news is next. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Charleston's highs compared to average tell the story of the big changes we've seen recently with temperatures and more changes on the horizon. So it was hot through Saturday, much cooler Sunday and Monday, peaking this morning with a temperature falling below freezing. But by this afternoon, already back a bit on the warm side. Good 10 degrees above average Thursday and Friday, then we'll be below average with our 8 to 14 day outlook. So cooler conditions will return before too long. Same period leans near normal for precipitation. To maintain average, we need about an inch over a 7-day period, and this next 7-day stretch will hopefully bring the opportunity for widespread accumulation of around an inch or so with multiple waves of precipitation, the first of which is overnight and through the day on Wednesday. Scattered showers, some non-severe thunderstorms expected as we head through the day. We'll see this coming and going from the north, a low chance of lingering on Thursday. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. We do have a pretty nice stretch here for your travel plans. Not a lot of activity across the nation and temperatures generally on the warming trend. For the Panhandle forecast, bottoming out around 55 from New Cumberland to Pine Grove. Highs here from about mid-60s to low 70s on Wednesday. Looking east, we'll see mid-40s towards Hedgesville tonight. Meanwhile, highs back in the low 70s in this part of the region as well on Wednesday. We'll see Pawpaw around 66. Parsons, Elkins, 50 tonight. Mid-50s looking west of there, and highs ranging from about 64 to 73. Ending looking south, we will see Lewisburg with some clearer conditions tonight, not quite seeing the rain, and as such staying on the cooler side. Then 74 for Charleston for our Wednesday. 82 Thursday and Friday. We'll have additional precipitation through the weekend.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
On the next State of Minds.
When something like punk rock comes around, it's very anti everything, and people were really looking down on what they were brought up with. And for us, we found it was kind of fun to embrace it.
Is it a moment or like they're having an episode?
No, but you're right. You're right. We are having a moment. Yeah.
The
The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
All right, welcome back. 26 minutes till the hour. You know, I just wanted to leave this segment open. No guests. You know, want to get into our question of the day a little bit. Maybe talk a little bit about baseball. We really haven't talked too much about the WVU baseball game tonight. WVU's playing Pitt, and I mentioned this briefly in the 3 o'clock hour. Pitt's having a pretty good season, but they're not having the kind of season West Virginia's having. And if you remember last year, West Virginia had a game against Pitt that they probably like to forget. So the little payback is probably in order. But Pitt's swinging a bat. They've won what? They've won 24 of their 38 games, and so far this season, coming into the game tonight, they're 9th in the nation in offense. They're putting up 9+ runs a game. So I don't know if this is going to be one of those beatdowns, but it's a game West Virginia wants to win, and they have been knocking some things down this year, winning series in the Big 12 virtually every weekend. I mean, here's the thing. Steve Sabins was talking about the fact that they want to sweep a series, that they've been losing when you lose a Friday night game, it's, you know, it gets a little tough. It kind of puts you behind the 8 ball to try to win these series, and WVU's been doing that. So, you know, this is a very special season, the opportunity to get to the Super Regionals maybe for the 3rd consecutive year. So, but they don't want to lose to Pitt. They don't want to have a great season that who knows what could potentially happen. I mean, West Virginia's got to be one of those, a handful of teams right now. They're in 2nd place in the Big 12 that could possibly get to Omaha. And if you go to Omaha, you don't want to be looking back later in that season and saying, yeah, we did this, this, and this, but then we lost to Pitt. So potentially that's a pretty big game. I did want to get also into a list of some of these players that people have been sending us in terms of our question of the day. So let's do a quick reset on this. We'll do some responses now, but we may do some responses too after we get past our next commercial break. So it is opening day. It's opening day here. Beautiful weather here in Charleston for opening day for the Charleston Dirty Birds in the Atlantic League, and they're hosting the Lexington Legends at Gomar Ballpark, which is very close to where we are at 1111 Virginia Street East. So the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. As far as the fan experience goes, what advantages does minor league baseball have over MLB? And what future major league stars did you see play first in the minor leagues? As far as the as far as the fan experience goes, what advantages does minor league baseball have over Major League Baseball? And what future baseball stars did you see play first in the minor leagues? To respond, text those in 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. I'm on X2 at Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. And Coop, I'm going down the list of, and we've had some people who have responded to former baseball stars from the AAA days. The Charlies.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, right. That goes back a ways. And when you would see a good AAA baseball team, you would expect it to have some guys who are getting ready to break into the show.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Sure.
But Class A ball, especially the Class A era in Charleston that began in the mid-'80s, that's a little bit different.
It is,
right?
but I saw a whole bunch of Hall of Famers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whole bunch of Hall of Famers.
Yeah. So, you know, I've got the list of guys who made it to the show with the Wheelers, the Alley Cats, the Power, and there's some guys on that list that you've probably forgotten. But of the guys that came through here, one of the most memorable players has got to be Derek Jeter, right? Derek Jeter was here in Charleston. He was here briefly in 92. but he played for Greensboro in 1993, and there's a couple of things that are significant about that season. He had 56 errors in 1993. So you had to look alive if you were in the first base bleachers, right? I mean, because Derek Jeter was whipping the ball in there. 56 errors in a season. You know, I don't have the Sally League record book because the Dirty Birds are not in the Sally League. But I know that was a record for a while, the most errors in a season.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot.
56 errors.
The thing that I remember, Jeter was there the last season that I was part of the Wheelers crew. So that was the last season through. And the thing about him is as great as he ended up being, he didn't make a huge impact on me at the time. Like, as far as a player, the player that I remember seeing who made, like, I knew that was going to be great the first time that I saw him was probably Ivan Rodriguez. The first time I saw him, like, actually throw a guy out, you know, I mean, because catcher defense doesn't, I mean, you get better, but you're kind of, that's the reason you get drafted and you're in that position. And he was one of the best of all time. And seeing that guy gunning people down in the Sally League was pretty special at the time.
I'm just thinking about that Greensboro era of the core Yankee players. That I think it was 92. Well, 93 had Shane Spencer too, and he was a pretty hot prospect. So Shane Spencer was on that team, but the year before, Jorge Posada was on that team for the 92 Greensboro Hornets, and Mariano Rivera was on that team too. And the thing about Mo was a starter. Okay, so you think about it.
It was the year after Andy Pettitte, right?
Yeah, it was the year after Andy Pettitte.
Yeah.
You know, and I haven't talked about this in a long, long time, but when I was at 8, I would go over there on Sunday afternoon and sit in with Don Cook and do games, and we had multiple Sunday doubleheaders.
Yeah,
you know, so I can just remember being in the press box with Don Cook. And he would complain about Andy Pettitte's move to first base, right?
Yes.
He would complain about that.
I forgot all about that. Oh, you're so right.
And nonstop. And that carried on to Pettitte in the major leagues.
He thought it was a balk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He. I mean, I'm sure Don went to his grave thinking that was a balk. Yeah, absolutely sure. I'm absolutely positive of that. Yeah.
I know, that's so crazy. Yeah, and I'm thinking about that same era too, where, you know, Toronto would come in, and Toronto, I'm trying to think who their I know who it was. Toronto came in. They had a Sally League outfield that had George Bell, Lloyd Mosby, and Jesse Barfield. I mean, was that maybe the best in terms of like a group of outfielders?
When was that? What year was that?
That's in that same era. That's it. That's in the 90s.
They had Carlos Delgado, too.
Oh, Delgado as well. Yeah, so all those mashers came through. But, you know, some of the players that we've seen here, just in the later era, Josh Bell, you know, Michael Brantley, he was a 5-time All-Star, you know. And I remember when he came to the Power, and his father had been a major league player and a coach for the Dodgers. And you could just, sometimes when you see some of these guys, you can tell that they're on their way to the show.
Yeah.
And Brantley was definitely and it wasn't just all the physical talent. I mean, they had the mental makeup as well, that you could see they were going to be
something to be there, yeah.
And remember when Ryan Braun was here, Braun, who was a star at the University of Miami, he played here. He was a third baseman at first. And he was kind of a butcher too, you know, as a fielder. And he didn't spend too much time in the infield when he got to the major leagues.
I seem to remember Chipper Jones being really good to start as well. Like, you kind of knew he was going somewhere.
Oh, you know, we saw O'Neal Cruz here, and you're thinking, I mean, he looked like Predator when he arrived here. And there's a whole bunch of these types of players. Let's see, who else is on this list? Well, we talked about Trevor Hoffman. I mean, when Trevor Hoffman was here, did he look like a major league player? Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely
not. But you know what? He had less errors than Derek Jeter.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And I'm looking at this list of players, and they put Danny Jackson on this list.
He was there for one start. It was a rehab
Danny
start.
Jackson was here for like one afternoon.
Yeah, it was a rehab start. A year after he had a great season with the Reds, he came down, and boy, Dennis turned that into like a promotional event.
They drew 5,000 people for that.
Yeah, I remember being on the me and Fred Rutledge and Mike Spencer taking turns answering the phone in the press box when the Reds were calling so they could update it on air Danny Jackson's rehab start.
There you go. And Julio Rodriguez, J-Rod was here. He was here, and Jared Kelnick was here too. And I think Kelnick probably goes down in the record as maybe the last low-A Charleston prospect before they lost their Sally League affiliation and had to go to the Atlantic League. And I remember when the Atlantic League came in, I was thinking, well, that's the end of an era. We're not going to be able to continue on, and who knows how long this is going to continue. But it's been going on now for years. And the thing about it is, if you go to an Atlantic League game, you're probably seeing a better brand of baseball than you saw in the Sally League, right?
Yeah, and the biggest difference is defense, I think, a lot of the time.
I think that's right. But, all the pitchers really bring it, and you see the kind of skills and flaws, in some of these players, but you see major league skill in the Atlantic League. And that was something that I was kind of surprised by. I thought, when you watch a Sally League game, you can pick out the guys that you think are on the way up. When we saw Hunter Pence, when Pence came through here, it's like this guy, he's got a very weird swing and a very odd nature about him, but you could tell he had talent.
It used to be kind of like it was with college football.
Yeah.
You could see the guys that guy's going to be playing on Sunday and that guy's going to be writing insurance. Both are completely fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
But there's a difference between those. You could tell a little bit of a difference on the field.
Yeah, but you can see guys in the Atlantic League that can really hit.
Oh, there's no doubt.
And really run.
Well, you know what I would like to know? I would like to know because if people remember when Charleston lost its Sally League affiliation, that had to do, it wasn't anything in particular that Charleston did. That was during Major League Baseball basically eviscerating its minor league affiliations. I'm curious on how many towns that had their minor league teams shuttered has rebounded as well as Charleston has with the Dirty Birds. I'm just kind of curious about that. How many cities lost their minor league teams and then baseball just went away?
Well, how about Hagerstown's a good example, right? Hagerstown had low A ball forever. They lost their affiliation, and suddenly they built a new ballpark right downtown, and WV just played there. Played Penn State there last week. That's an Atlantic League affiliation, and it was something where once that happened, and Major League Baseball decided to come up. And you know what? When you look back on it now, the system was kind of messed up. There were tons of teams and there were tons of players who were involved with these teams who really didn't have any shot to get to the show. Okay, now they're kind of focusing more on the more talented prospects and trying to move those guys along. But it's also created like a secondary market, which is the Atlantic League, of these guys who want to continue to play ball, and we continue to watch them. And it's something also. I didn't get a chance to talk about this earlier in the show, and we could probably talk about this at some point at length later. But there's something to be said about going to a minor league game and just having a conversation with a person and watching a game.
Oh, for sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
When was the last time, if you go to like an NFL game or if you go to a big college football game, the probability that you're going to see somebody who's really out of control drunk or just really a problem is probably about 100%.
Yeah, a lot of places that's the draw for other people.
That's right.
Yeah.
But when was the last time you went to a minor league game and saw a person who was a problem?
Generally not a problem. Generally not an issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a lot more of a family atmosphere. You can take your family to a minor league baseball game, and you don't really have to worry about dealing with that.
And frankly, you could be a little bit more human, too, because the other thing when you go to like an NFL game or something like that, you've spent hundreds upon hundreds of dollars to get there. So you're like, I got to experience this. This got to be exactly right. When you go to a minor league game, it's not like it's free, but it's not nearly as much money.
No.
And it's okay if maybe you miss a pitch.
Yeah,
or,
that's right.
Or your kid spills a drink and you have to clean it up or something. It's not that big of a deal. It's low stakes.
That's
just
right.
Relax.
Yeah, and you know what? There's another game tomorrow.
That's correct.
There's another game tomorrow.
At not very much cost.
Let's take a break. We'll come back with more in a minute.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
When you hired me, you were 29. You seemed like you were 50 when you were 29. You were running that thing like a 50-year-old man. All right, we got to go get some tape. Come on, get out of there.
I think I've sort of always been 50, and I think I'm 50 now.
Yeah, me too.
That's a great point. Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
All right, welcome back. You know, we've been talking a lot of baseball on the show today, understandably so. It's opening night for the Dirty Birds here in Charleston as they open up the Atlantic League season against the Lexington Legends, and it's a big college baseball night. The baseball version of the Backyard Brawl tonight in Morgantown. First pitch in less than an hour. WVU hosting Pitt. WVU's nationally ranked, and Pitt's got a pretty good team, so it should be a pretty good game. We have not really talked too much about the NBA playoffs last night, and you had a couple of really interesting results where the T-Wolves beat Denver in a really good game. And what about Atlanta last night? So Atlanta knocked off the Knicks. Atlanta trailed in this game by 14 points. They trailed by a dozen points going into the fourth quarter, and they managed to come all the way back and beat the Knicks. It was a stunner last night, 107-106. We've got the end of the game. Here's how the game ended, where the Hawks, C.J. McCollum, missed not one but two free throws with 6 seconds to go. So the Knicks have the ball, no timeouts, 6 seconds left, and a chance to win the game with a basket.
Guaranteed here. And he missed both. Hart with the rebound. No timeout called. Get it up for Bridges. Put it up for the win. And he missed it. Atlanta comes all the way back from 14 down and ties the series. They win Game 2 in MSG, 107-106.
So what about that? So McCollum's interesting because he got traded. He got traded for Trae Young. So he comes to Atlanta, and Young was like the number one villain against the Knicks. And so now the Hawks have tied that series with the Knicks. There was a stat that I thought was pretty amazing, that in the shot clock era for the Knicks, going back to 1955, that's the second. They were 40-1 in playoff games where they had a 12-point lead or more going to 12-point lead going into the fourth quarter.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So they blew that game. The only other game where they blew a lead that big in the playoffs was the Reggie Miller game. The Reggie Miller game in that series in the 90s where Reggie had that unbelievable sequence where he hit the three and stole the ball and hit another three, and the choke symbol to Spike Lee. He had 25 points in the fourth quarter of that game.
Right.
So that's of the 40-1 that the Knicks had won when they led in the postseason, going to the fourth quarter by 12 points. That was the one.
Wow. Wow. That's pretty legendary.
That was the one game until last night. And you are getting into a situation where, Deuce McBride is playing a little. He's back healthy. He played last night. Not a lot. Didn't score any points. Played 13 minutes, but he's a good defensive player when he's in there. But I like seeing some of these first-round series. I mean, the Cavs took care of business last night. We'll see what happens tonight. But now suddenly the T-Wolves got a win. How about this? When the T-Wolves won last night, A-Rod was like high-fiving the players running off the court because he's partial owner.
Yeah.
How many billionaires do that? How many? Ballmer, of course, but I mean, how many sports figures who are billionaires do that?
Yeah, don't see it very often, do you?
No, you don't. It's like, I'm buying.
Of course,
for the rest of time.
We're just entering into the era of former athletes being billionaires.
Well, that's
so
true,
we're
too.
probably going to see more of it.
Let's take a break. We're back to wrap it in a moment.
What's on your to-do list? Check your mail? Get groceries? How about getting your annual vaccines? We can help you check that off.
You've got this.
Yes, you do. Because we've got you. With local vaccine events and access to transportation, protecting yourself and your loved ones is not a chore anymore.
You've got this.
A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered by U.S. Aging. Funded by the U.S. Administration for Community Living through a grant to U.S. Aging. Learn more at yougotthis.usaging.org.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids are facing hunger every day? Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Thank you!
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
The YMCA is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick below the surface. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community, living with sincerity, giving every day my everything. With my why, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Find your why. Learn more at ymca.org for a better us.
Ask yourself what you will miss more, your children or cigarettes. As long as I can remember, my mother smoked. She died from lung cancer when I was 16. I could not take the chance of continuing smoking and not being here for my daughter. I know how much I needed my mom still, and I didn't realize it until I had lost her.
You're not just quitting for yourself. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
After my wife died, I felt like I lost everything, including my love of fishing. But one day, my granddaughter called, and I realized I still had a lot to look forward to. I got referred to a psychiatrist who explained depression can happen to anyone. Getting help doesn't make me weak. It makes me stronger. I just wish it made me better at fishing.
Mental health care is working for Diego. See what it can do for you at mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says,
avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Hey, folks, we're late. We got to get out of here. Stay tuned for the news and sports line. I'm Dave Weekley. I'll see you tomorrow at 3:06. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.